Computers now have primary control of critical functions. No one's on up. The clock is started. 5, 4,
I gotta do the thing. Hey there. Hi, it's me. It is I, Jaden. I'm here with my friends, and I'm also without Zane. He got married. Congrats to him and Julie. But that being said, he's our technical whiz. I am just whiz. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make it happen, hopefully. And if anything goes wrong, let us know in the comments. We are watching them, or JD is watching them. And if you need a charger, I got you, homie. So I'm here with JD, Jackson, and Taylor. Surprise, you don't see her yet, but it's exciting. If you're hearing us only, we're on YouTube Music, and that's super exciting. This type of format, I think, works really, really well on the podcast. So go ahead and listen over there if that is your preferred method. Otherwise, we have merch. Head over to roll21.com, like and subscribe. And I gotta find the intro. Man, the technical difficulties continue. Oh yeah.
Plug me in.
I'm gonna make every single problem I can. I'm pretty sure this button's gonna work. If it doesn't work,
just pretend that you have to like and subscribe.
And I come back to nothingness, then it's been fun. Nope, that was the wrong one.
So close.
I was wrong. Ready? 3, 2, 1. God dang. It was amazing. It worked. But it's just silly that it happened the way that it did. So let's just get to the internet so I can show you what happened last time. So last time, the crew had their mission laid out for them. Retrieve a holocron from a Mon Calamari, or for a Mon Calamari, I talk like he does right now, from Coruscant.
Like that?
Yep. The job was further complicated by the possible presence of Darth Vader. You prepared by upgrading your ship with seismic charges, turrets, and improved shields. Soon after, you set a course for Delphi Station. Upon arrival, you found yourselves facing a massive Super Star Destroyer. Your quick thinking allowed you to pass by undetected, posing as a cargo delivery ship. However, things heated up quickly when you discovered that Vader was indeed present. The team infiltrated the station, found a map, and a journal outlining mysterious rituals linked to a Sith known as Krokul Ma. His lore was explored. As the station's depths, you located the holocron. It was guarded by cultists worshipping Krokul Ma. Also within was you assumed to be a Jedi, as she had a lightsaber, except for that lightsaber was found not too soon after, with the arrival of Darth Vader, throwing everything into chaos. You secured the holocron, fighting Vader, managing to land a few blows, but ultimately had to flee after stunning him. You made your escape, planning a seismic charge as you hyperspaced out of Delphi Station. In the end, you secured a holocron and brought it back to your employer. Mysterious crystals on your mind, and the growing Sith threat leaving you wondering what's next. Drex, of course, bailed on the crew. this go-round, forcing you all to figure out how you would get him back from the slow corruption of the red kyber crystal. However, this is normally a crew of 3, so you recruited one of the best, an Anzellan named Trix Banto. She is the daughter of the weapons expert that you purchased your fancy charges from, and interested in helping out in any way she can. Asking around the station, you are looking for anyone who may have more information on how to get this red kyber crystal to stop influencing your friend. But of course, that might be me assuming, but we'll go ahead and let you guys cut to it yourselves. So Trix, played by Taylor there at the bottom. Top left there is G. Vjorn, played by Jackson. And top right is Tanzai, played by JD. All right, so you're, I'll say, on your ship. You guys have all kind of reconvened back there, and are able to communicate with one another. Trix is not... She's been on this ship before, but never... with plans to leave on it, right? She's fixed parts of it and is familiar with the inside, perhaps too familiar, as it seems odd that she would know it better than you do, but of course she is a 9-inch tall creature. That image on the screen is very odd, but it is what she looks like.
Out of scale?
Yeah, well, she's like really up there, but she's 9 inches tall. That's smaller than the Barbie doll.
She's been tossed. She's been tossed towards the camera in that picture.
But also, it'd be hard to like put her on the image. It'd be like a really small.
I'd be just there.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, you're all together.
Cool. So, yeah, I believe we need to figure out who we're going to talk to get the information, basically. And I think, seeing as Elra had that lightsaber, she might know a little bit about their creation, where they're coming from, that kind of stuff. And since she was already at the space station,
yeah, makes sense,
where we exploded it,
she may have learned something there,
right?
Yeah.
So last time you saw her, she was with Drex. Gosh, I had a McChicken before this.
It just throws you all off.
It's just, I'm feeling it. So she went with Drex. So Drex basically took her into the ship, kind of maybe showed her around a little bit. He's kind of in a strange mood right now. The last time you talked to him, he was like, I'm not interested in helping you guys, and that kind of obviously threw you for a loop.
Right.
And I think you sort of assumed that it's the kyber crystal, and I think that doesn't necessarily need to be explained. The audience knows that, and as you guys have sort of been his close friends for a long time, you've assumed that. Have you told, though, the question is, though, have you told Trix of this particular item?
Not as of yet, no. So I'll kind of turn to Jeev and be like, we need to fill her in.
You think so?
If she's coming with us, she needs to know what she's getting into.
I don't disagree.
Explain it.
Okay. We're bringing you on with us for this mission because Drex is bailing. One of our missions recently, we picked up a crystal, and Drex has been different ever since. And we were prepping, getting ready for this one, and he told us that he wasn't coming along. Screw off. That's really all you need to know at the moment.
While he's explaining that, Tanzai kind of steps to the side and gets on a communicator and reaches out to Grusk.
Yes, Grusk being the... he looks like a lizard person, essentially. He's an alien known as a... Trandoshan. Glad I have Jackson here, my human Star Wars
I'm a book.
big dictionary here. So yeah, he's a Trandoshan. He wears a jumpsuit, as most Trandoshans do. And he is the head of security here on the large station known as, it's been a month,
The Lucre Hulk Lodge.
The Lucre Hulk Lodge, which is a huge, massive... what's the size of this thing? It's about as big as like freaking... It's not Manhattan. That was that one.
Jersey was the Star Destroyer.
Long Island, I think, is what you're thinking.
No. I think the Lucre Hulk Lodge is about as big as Indianapolis.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay.
It's like a pretty decent sized floating city, essentially.
Yeah, it's a big circle. So that's kind of the best way to think about it.
They're big. huge.
Yep.
So, on the communicator, he's going to be like, Krusk, I need you to find Elra Dorn and tell her to get back to back to the Spitfire now.
Hold on. I have to give my... Sorry. We're going to do
It's the
fine.
McChicken.
Yes. I can help. You want me to get who now?
Elra Dorn. She was last seen with Drex.
The girl that was with Drex. Human?
Yes.
Yes.
Human. Okay, why? Are you interested in her? You better not be.
This has nothing to do with your sister.
You will date my sister.
We can have this conversation later. This is pressing.
Never gets old.
If you want any chance of your sister and I getting together, you better find Elra Dorn in the next 20 minutes. He is so set on that. It's annoying.
Maybe you should do it.
It's not happening. She's nasty. Anyway,
She's a Trandoshan.
so Trix, you're up to speed, and you know about the Kyber crystal?
I think I follow.
Because you did tell her about the crystal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions that you have? Because I really don't understand how all this force junk works anyway.
I just nod and smile.
That's about as much as I get to. So, all right. Let's chill, I guess. And see if we'll wait 20 minutes and see if Elra shows up.
Sure. She shows up. You hear a knock on the hull, and I'm assuming you open it for Elra Dorn.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so you catch a glimpse at Elra Dorn. Elra Dorn was extremely beaten and disheveled last time you saw her. She walks with a bit of a limp, but otherwise a lovely human woman who, like I said, limps slightly up your ramp into your ship. Takes as quick of a seat as possible, and you see her arm is in a sling. She's now received some medical attention. But of course, she then sits before you and says, "What did you need?"
I know you're probably in a lot of pain right now, and I understand that, so I really appreciate you taking the time. But Drex has just kind of disappeared on us, and that is unlike him in every way.
And you were the last person we know that was with him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
What do you know?
That's-
What do you know about Kyber
No.
crystals?
What do I know about Kyber crystals? All I know is that I think what you're referring to is the thing that powered my lightsaber.
Agreed. Yes.
Wherever that is.
Right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you guys seen it?
Which, the one that of your lightsaber?
Yeah, my lightsaber. My head's a little fuzzy.
Sort of.
Chief, you grabbed it, right?
I didn't grab yours. I tried. I grabbed the wrong one.
Gotcha. So what do you have?
Darth Vader's.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna need a lightsaber.
You can use his for the time being, or you can use mine.
I wouldn't feel comfortable having his. I'd appreciate it. A nicer tone on my lightsaber. Another nicer shade. So,
Here's the deal.
I'm assuming they just don't see you. You're just a small being.
Well,
Unless you want to pipe in, she just.
she's just in the corner building something, and she's just pulling stuff out of her pockets, right? And then as she goes over and hands you just this little thing.
She
it's
looks
like-
she looks very down towards the height of her ankle, and
It's
looks
just a
and sees.
small little colander type of thing.
Cylinder?
Cylinder? Colander, my word.
Oh, you're good.
She's making pasta.
Yeah, for sure. So cylinder, and she looks at it. Thank you. And for you, how big is this in your hands?
It's like in my both my hands have to hold it, and
And then
I'm
for her,
handing
it's
it.
like
Probably
the
one
size
hand.
of like this.
Yeah,
And what is it?
the base of a lightsaber.
Oh. Wow.
It's not like extravagant, obviously, but it's like
You just assembled
Enough.
that very quickly.
And I just kind of look at Jeeve and I'm like, point at it.
She's handy.
That's impressive.
Well, I need a crystal.
I don't have that.
Okay.
she just bounces away.
I don't have that. Okay.
You know what? I think Drex has one, if you can get it from him.
Here's the deal.
Sure.
Drex is not himself. We think
I mean, you said it yourself. He's a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
this we believe this crystal is corrupting him in some way because it is not being contained. He's carrying it on him.
Gotcha.
We need to know how to fix that problem. Do you have any idea what we could do or who we could speak to fix this?
You guys seem like a nice enough group. Drex was at least kind enough to pay for my hospital bills, saying it was on him, which is nice.
That sounds about right.
But he did say that I was gonna have to owe you when I came to. He made sure I knew that. So it does seem like I owe you, but I don't trust you. So I find myself at a bit of a predicament here.
You don't trust the people that saved you from a Krokolma.
No, I don't
Cult.
trust you with the information that I might be able to share. I think you may have to
Parlay.
parlay.
This is problematic.
It's a charisma roll.
Our face is
What do you
missing.
mean? He's a really good face.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
Our other face.
Charisma's my stat.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, roll plus charisma.
Fair.
Yeah. I gotta find parlay on my page here.
On the same page as aid.
Gotta find aid.
It's the first
It's
page.
his, it's his
First
roll
page.
plus 2.
Yeah, see, look at that. I told you. First page. Look at that. $10. See, so
10.
yeah,
Great job.
thank you. Rolled it myself.
So she says, okay, I'll tell you, but I'm gonna need you to close the ramp.
I do so.
Okay. So basically, I'm not a Jedi. I actually got this lightsaber from, well, somebody who doesn't really need it anymore.
You robbed a grave.
No, I didn't rob a grave. No. I robbed
Took it from a corpse.
No. I robbed it from someone who's still alive, but they're imprisoned for life.
But you wouldn't.
And she would know. She was actually really interested in crystals when I met her. She actually had a tattoo on her hand. On her left.
She's one of those. Got it. Go ahead.
So she had a tattoo on her hand that basically was some sort of writing that she said would be the answer to her master. I don't know, something weird. I kind of paid enough attention to pretend I was a Jedi, and then when we parted ways, I took what I needed, and then she got caught.
Where is she now? You said she's imprisoned. Where?
Last time I saw, the Imperial transport was headed for Vandor, a place called Fort Core.
Fort Core on Vandor.
Yeah, you might need a coat. It's a bit of an icy planet. Breathable atmosphere, though, if you're worried.
I'm not worried about that. What's her name?
What's her name? Xena Corax.
I'm such a nerd. Is she a warrior princess by chance? a Jedi warrior princess?
Yes, you got it.
Nice. I like it.
She is I think, what was it? What's the Darth Maul race? What are they called?
Zabrak.
That's it. She's a Zabrak. So she has like,
Horns.
no, they don't have horns, do they?
Zabraks?
The girls?
Oh, the Night Sisters?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's a female Zabrak.
Do they not?
I don't think they have horns.
Night Sisters do not.
No. But it's not from the Darth Maul planet. There's 2 planets that they have.
Yes.
And she's from the other one.
Okay. So like Zuki from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, they have horns then.
Do they? Okay,
Yes.
then she does have horns.
I thought they did.
Thought you were talking about.
No, you're good.
Dathomir.
She has not Dathomir. No, she has horns then.
Gotcha.
Horns in her head. She is yellowish in tone and has black tattoos on her body.
Female Savage Press.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And and you said the Imperials captured her.
Yeah, the Imperials captured her. She's on an Imperial prison on Vandor. It's a maximum security prison under the control of the Imperial Security Bureau.
And she probably would have been able to fight them off if she'd had her lightsaber.
That's the implication.
Some of us don't take this lightly.
And and Drax is kind, or not Drax, Tanzai is kind of like, yeah, he's just like, wow, he just took somebody's weapon and left them to like that's
low.
It's a cutthroat galaxy. Look, I got my own in the end, didn't I?
You got
Maybe
out.
not.
Here's
Well-
the deal.
Huh?
We appreciate the information, but given the circumstances under which you let someone get captured who was trying to help you, I think your welcome on this ship has ended.
I understand. I will leave you with this, though. I was under Imperial torture and didn't tell Darth Vader who she was. In fact, I just assumed that I was a Jedi as they were trying to attack me. And when he asked where did I get this weapon, I told him it was mine.
Well, I'm hoping you're being much more truthful with us than you were with Xena. And I'll hit the button to drop the
And she
ramp.
like sort of she gets up out of her seat and says, well, tell Drex we're even, and walks out.
Okay.
Probably ought to keep her as a back pocket option, should things go south sometime. I don't like her either, but if that's true,
An option as far as what?
a scapegoat.
I'm making a note of
Okay.
that.
All right. Do you have the ship up and running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the ship, but she's
Oh.
able to fly it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I don't really know how to do that.
Yeah.
Because Drex was absolutely the pilot. So yeah, we'll turn to Drex and be like, "Can you fly this thing?"
It's like a dog, like a dog with a head tilt.
Wait,
And she just runs like it's like
Little feet on the floor.
I'm just like, and Tanzai's just like, in his head, he's like, "How on earth is this 9-inch thing gonna fly this thing?" And so yeah, so he just goes up into the cockpit and just watches.
Yep.
This is where the
So
fun begins.
she stands on a steering wheel,
yeah, all limbs,
all
on it.
buttons, right? And she just like, and the ship just kind of goes.
I genuinely thought you were about to tell me it's like the chipmunks trying to drive a car where they're walking on the steering wheel to turn it.
No, she's able to get it going. I would even say she reaches into like a little big old pouch on the side of your hip, and you pull out and it's like a radio antenna that just sort of never stops, and then it finally reaches a button that you need to press that's way too far away, and you just push it and get everything going, and then you just kind of go, and the little kind of thing comes back into basically the size of a pen, and you just put it back in your satchel, and the ship is up and running.
Yep.
All you had to do was ask for help.
No, I have this.
I like her, and then I'll just sit, I'll just sit down in the co-pilot's chair and just watch.
All right. I love it. I love it. So you guys are going to plot a course to Vandor. So Vandor is an Imperial airspace, Imperial space.
Space base.
Space. Looking for I found some fun little rolls we can make as pertaining to ships in the Dungeon Planet book, which is super fun. And so we're gonna look at them real quick. We're gonna navigate our way to where we're going. So this is kind of fun. Let's see. Here we go. All right, go ahead and scan your surroundings with the ship's array. Roll plus intelligence. As you
All
enter,
of us or
just the person who is scanning the surroundings with the ship's sensor array.
Gotcha. That's you.
Yeah. 1 or 2 dice.
2.
It's 2 dice.
Perfect. 9.
9. On
good
7 to
roll.
9, ask one of the following questions. What dangers lurk nearby? What is the best way out of here? What is the fastest route to my destination? What's the safest route to my destination? And where is the nearest other ship? And I will go ahead and just narrate really quick. You enter hyperspace, the blue shining lights flying past you, sort of like the Bifrost, but all blue. And you stop right outside of this big white planet you see. It's icy planet Vandor, as I had mentioned. You see nearby are a couple of star destroyers in the sort of upper atmosphere, enjoying the rotation of the planet. And they're fairly far away. But you understand that they're probably overseeing this base of operations and helping to coordinate between on-planet and off-planet activity. But anyway, that's what you see when you arrive. Now you may ask the question. What dangers lurk nearby? What's the best way out of here? What's the fastest route, safest route, and where's the nearest other ship?
Safest route.
The safest route to your destination is... Okay, so you guys are trying to find this base. Using your scanners, you are able to find this base. You're able to find it exactly. The safest route onto the area is actually this under cave. You're able to scan the planet. You see signs of life. There's these goat-like entities, as well as some other sort of ape-like creatures. But also, of course, there's humans and stuff as you scan for life. And then you are able to sort of descend towards the planet. Now, you're coming from the opposite end towards the base long ways, and you see sort of an under cave system that you could fly towards. It's safe in the sense that you're not going to get caught by the Imperials. But it's unsafe in the sense that you don't necessarily know what else could be down there. But it is the safest route to the destination, given the context of what you had. So you're able to sort of fly. You see it in the distance, but you could theoretically fly under this cave system and get in through the back if you want to. Now, when you guys do see in the distance is a hulking hexagonal... It's like a hexagonal prism, but long ways. And it goes vertical, and then about halfway up are more sort of extensions off of the main sort of prismatic shape. And then those extend. It's like an ultimate huge tower. And within the tower, you're seeing sort of what look like energy shields everywhere. It's like a vertical sort of... You could sort of enter. It allows air and other things to enter in through there, but they can't necessarily get out. But it's like you see people inside of these energy shields all up the column. And there is, of course, a large front door as well. But all of the prison doors are on the outer side of the building, if that makes sense.
So if we could shut those down somehow, they're just free to just jump out.
They would be free to jump out, potentially ending their sentences early for their lives.
Well, right. Yeah.
I can't swim.
I wouldn't suggest it, obviously, but... Okay.
But you do have this under cave system that would allow you to get underneath the column. You'd assume there are more prison cells or other things underneath. Just that tall, it would require that.
Trix, do you think you can navigate through the caves?
Yeah. I think we could make it through.
What do you think, Chief?
If it gets us out of Imperial side, I'm for it.
Drex always had the plans. Let's give it a shot.
Perfect. This
All right.
ship has guns, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's very well equipped.
It was like,
Yes. Yeah, we tricked it out last time.
okay.
All right, so you begin to fly slowly. Anything too quick is going to knock some icicles off the ceiling. And you sort of slowly begin to fly. And as you fly underneath this cave, you begin to see what would be essentially holes in above you, allowing some light to peek through. And as you're getting closer and closer to this base, this is when you notice you see a large AT-AT walker. 3 of them that are walking over this space as you continue through. They're walking over the cave. And you only catch the glimpse of one of their feet. And they're passing over. And they're navigating around, protecting this area as sort of a sentinels monitoring the space. You also see some AT-STs as well, which are the 2-legged smaller versions.
Chicken walkers.
But you continue to slowly navigate towards.
Yeah, I'm going to try
space.
to... Is there a way to check the scanners again and see if there's a way to determine how many of each of them there are in total? And like whereabouts they might be?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You know the drill. You're going to go ahead and roll to discern realities.
Cool. Let me discern realities.
Roll plus wisdom.
Not great. That was a 4.
Ooh.
Mark experience.
Mark experience. All right. So, Taylor,
Yeah.
and the audience who is being reminded of this, when you roll a failure, which is below the 7 to 9 result, something bad happens, regardless of what you were doing. It's not necessarily about you, just something in general bad happens. So the situation complicates.
Oh, great.
So you begin
Yeah.
to see as one of the AT-ATs takes a step. It is large, gray, 4-legged. It almost looks like a giraffe, but if its neck was instead just like a little turtle head on top of a metal. It's a metal robot, right? But just giving you the giraffe's body with a turtle head. And for people who haven't seen Star Wars. And so one of them, huge, massive, hulking thing, steps above where you guys are flying. And in that very moment, it kind of cracks a little bit, and just then some icicles begin to fall. Go ahead and roll to defy danger dexterity. Not you guys, the pilot.
Dexterity.
Joke's on you. I was getting my drink.
Oh, no. 7.
7 is not bad.
That's a success.
You can do it, but I'll present a lesser success, a cost, or a consequence.
Okay.
You choose. The right engine fails, or the left engine fails.
Which way's the opening of the cave?
It is a big, imagine a large tube underneath the ground that is going towards your destination. I'm just saying, either way, an engine's gonna fail. Now, here's the real predicament. You're gonna be able to either turn around and land, or land in the cave. You're gonna land outside and have to walk very far by foot, or do you want to land in the cave and finish the rest of the way on foot?
Land in the cave.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. So you sort of. Which engine failed, by the way? Left or right?
Right.
So she turns to the left, and then the icicle crashes into the right engine, and it sort of. And so she leans to the left, and then kind of brings the ship to a nice rough stop inside the cave. Now, you guys can get out if you want, and you'll see that the ground is basically a sort of sloshy riverish. It's like wet snow because of all the melting ice inside of this sort of cave. As you get closer, it's getting warmer and warmer towards the prison.
Cool.
How deep is this slosh?
The slosh, you don't really have to worry about it because you're lighter than the slosh. How's that?
Well, where is it taking me? Is it taking me upstream or downstream?
I'm not imagining a river. I'm more just imagining a wet bottom of this.
Kind of like partially melted snow, I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just a wet. It's like the bottom of a river that is not very deep. Like it's like if
I'm
imagine.
only 9 inches tall.
I know it's hard to imagine.
So I'm telling
You can also
So,
sit on
like-
someone.
That's where
I was
I was
yeah,
going.
yeah, no,
I
I'll look.
pull on your leg.
Okay. Pick her up.
Yeah, where do you
Put her on my shoulder.
like a
And
parrot?
she
You
just holds
stand
on to the top of his head like this with her 2 little arms. And she puts her goggles on.
there. All right,
That's it.
you guys are in the cave.
Just realized I never established if I have the Padawan's rat tail or not. It'd be funny if she's grabbing onto that if I had it.
I don't think you do.
I don't think so either, but
No.
that'd be funny.
So you're walking together down there. The bottom ramp is open, and you're able to walk down.
Cool. So we're in the cave, and we know our target is straight ahead. So I guess we just start heading that way, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of continue to walk, and you hear, like I said, you hear these machines walking above you, and then you also hear what sounds like a couple of TIE fighters flying overhead as well, as they're bringing some other people in, potentially, or maybe it's a cruiser or something. You can't really tell, but they have that.
AT gunship.
No, they have that sound that's still like a TIE fighter, though. Yeah, like that sound. Yeah.
Screech.
And you're continuing to walk, stepping over mounds of snow and slosh.
We need to take, on the way out of here, we need to take one of those AT-ATs down. I need something from one of them.
I think you told us you needed the battery. I think you did last episode.
And so he'll actually turn to Trix and be like, are you familiar with AT-ATs?
Yes.
You think you could, how quickly do you think you could get one of those batteries out of there?
Depends on where it lands.
Good enough for me.
Perfect.
Because I'm like, so Tanzai is just like, he's so thrown because he is not a planner. Like he's the muscle, and so like he's now like in his head he's like, well, Drex would have a like if I just told him what I needed, he'd figure out a way to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like so he's just scrambling for ideas of how to make things work.
Drex is normally the man with the plan. That's literally his tagline, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, you get to the edge of this space. It's Tanzai's very thinking to himself, and you get back to the final space. There is a huge metal door. It looks like the kind that would, open in front of a Walmart, right? Automatic door. Except for this one is entirely made of steel and closed at a diagonal.
And there's like an old person standing on the other side waiting to greet you.
Sure.
No, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, wheelchair man.
Just like-
He's
just
wheelchair
welcome to-
bound, and he
welcome to-
enjoys his job.
He's gonna check your receipt.
And you're being rude to him.
Welcome to Fort Core. I'm not being rude. I'll shake his hand.
All right,
I might
but
cut
there
it off.
is a small, I say small, as it's huge to you and normal to you guys. There is a square panel on the far right that would allow you to access the space, but it is simple red screen and a couple of buttons underneath.
I'm just gonna turn my head and stare at Trix.
Take me over there.
Yeah, cup my hand underneath the panel.
All right, so you're in front of a panel.
Okay. Okay. Let me
We
think
need it
about this.
open.
She makes this
Obviously.
sound, and she sees on the red panel is a yellow line that sort of. It could be potentially voice commanded to open.
Trying to think of what I would have in my bag. Okay. She goes in the bag. She starts unscrewing the front of the panel to
Okay.
look at the wiring behind it,
Move it off to the side.
and just starts snipping wires.
I love
But
it.
precisely, she knows what's going on.
Go ahead and defy danger intelligence. Roll plus intelligence to apply expertise.
Eight.
Nice.
8.
Cool.
So she starts cutting. The door opens ever so slightly and stops.
And Tanzai will just smile and kind of come up, like, so she's still on your hand, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll just kind of pat her on the head and be like, that's all I need. And then he'll step in and grab the
bar,
open
lift
doors and bend bars and lift gates.
Yeah.
I love it. So he gets back to one side and starts to push and pull and get his foot underneath the other one, and
That was a 6. So that's going to be 12.
12.
Wow.
So Tanzai, beyond human, beyond what even his Kyoto race pushes, and the door just goes.
So yeah, it doesn't take long, nothing's damaged, and it's quiet-ish, so that
Sure.
nobody knows we're
It's
there.
quiet.
Yeah.
The door opens, and it's, for dramatic effect, echoes through through the cave.
But not into the prison, just through the cave.
Yeah.
And then as you sort of finish out, the lights sort of flicker on. And you see the overhead lights are kind of shockingly plain and white colored. And then you see kind of in the back, one of them is hanging and sparking. And you just see what looks like what used to be a sort of rebel outpost. As it is like remains, maybe like bones, half of bodies, other things. You see spray paint of rebel things
Insignia.
on the wall, insignia on the wall. You look around and you see what used to be ships, and they're all destroyed and crushed. And then you continue to enter the space, and you recognize that it was always an Imperial outpost, but the rebels had attempted to take this position and lost.
So, in as much as they took it for a while, or they were attempting to take it and failed.
I would say you need to discern realities, or spout lore, kind of your choice.
Let's roll first.
Can I also look around? Are the is it recent or are things pretty much cleaned up?
You can roll to discern realities.
Ugh.
Roll plus wisdom.
All right. I don't really.
You're
have
small.
great-
Your vantage point is not ideal.
Oh, well, it's a 7.
Not bad. What's the total?
7.
7.
Straight roll.
So you can ask one question on the discern realities list.
So yeah, it was a 6 for me, so I have no idea because it's
That's a fail.
intelligence or wisdom, and
Okay.
I've got neither.
I'm gonna look at the blast marks on the walls and
Yeah.
stuff and see if I can.
So all you seem to find is, Tanzai, all you seem to find is just that there's a door at the back of the room.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. 11.
What was your question?
What here is useful or valuable to me?
Are you rolling, by the way, are you rolling to spout lore, or are you rolling to discern realities? Discern realities, roll plus wisdom. Okay. What was yours? Sorry, what was the question?
What?
What was the question?
What here is useful or valuable to me?
Gotcha. Okay, so you start to look in the space, and you find a little, what looks like the front of an R2 droid, like the little hand
Astromech.
that sticks out, astromech, yep. The little extension that would turn in a lock mechanism. It is one of those, it rotates like on an R2D2, and he sticks it out into a wall, and it sort of gives him control of that.
Spike.
But it's just the front of that, as you sort of have to break it off of the front of this astromech. But you have essentially a lockpick.
Nice. I put it in
Oh,
my
there you
bag.
go.
You find it.
I got an 11.
11 on your discern reality, so
I
you're going to
get
ask 3
3.
questions.
What should it be on the lookout for? What is about to happen? And who or what is really in control here?
Okay, what should you be on the lookout for? You should be on the lookout for Imperial patrols as soon as you enter this facility, right? Obviously. But in this case, a little bit more than that, it seems that they are prepared for any sort of insurrection or terrorist attack, or they've obviously managed to clean up that type of stuff. What is about to happen? What is about to happen is you are about to enter a prison, right? But more than that is you're going to experience high level security. You're not just dealing with Imperial people. You're dealing with security measures, not unlike the museum, not unlike heists that you've done in the past. And then the who or what is really in control here. Obviously, it's an Imperial outpost, but something feels off, as it usually does with you and Force users.
Noted. These blast marks are recent. some sort of insurrection or attack has happened here. So if something this big has happened, they're prepared for worse. So we need to be on the lookout for patrols.
And as Tanzai just kind of looks about the remains and stuff like that, it looks like, is it pretty fair to say that they were just beaten handedly? Yeah.
I would say you're not sure.
Okay.
It really does look like they put up a fight.
A good fight.
How long that fight lasted,
Okay.
you're not entirely sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've had to face these kind of odds before, and we've walked away fairly sound so far.
Yeah, but something feels off, just like it did at Delphi Station. Something feels cold. And before you say, no, it's not outside.
Is it Vader again?
I don't think so, but it could be.
I wouldn't mind going round 2, and then he'll start walking towards the door.
You walk towards the door, and the door just goes.
Oh,
That was way easier than I thought it would be.
me too. She puts back the thing. She was ready.
We need to find security, find out where this is all managed.
Agreed.
Were there any Imperial bodies?
Yeah, there were a couple.
I'm going to kind of look and see if there's any that have like any key cards or anything like that. Can I like discern?
I'm just going to tell you the answer is no, unless
Okay.
you're looking for armor or uniforms.
Okay.
This is a lost cause.
Okay, fair enough. They probably were smart enough to grab that and take it with them.
Yeah, they probably cleaned the area as much as they wanted to,
Fair enough.
and then the rest is a deterrent.
Yeah, just like, hey, don't try it.
Don't try.
Yeah, we're not very good listeners. All right.
The door's open.
Alright.
Who do you ride upon?
I'm just walking.
Okay. If this was D&D, her walking speed would be 5 feet.
Okay, I'm running.
Your walking speed is 10 feet.
Sprinting. I'm sprinting.
So, so like Tanzai being like, because he's tall and like he's gonna move, and then he's gonna kind of look back and be like, Trix, do you mind? And like,
Drex.
and, no, Trix.
Oh, they said
Oh.
Drex. I was like, what?
And maybe he does. And he's like, no, I said Trix, and that's creepy. But and so he'll like reach down with his hand,
Oh, and she'll just hop on.
and I'll just put her on my shoulder.
At this point, she's gonna sit down on your shoulder and get kind of comfortable.
Oh, you also have like a giant hat on.
Yeah.
So it's like
Kinda
you're
what I'm saying.
I
underneath
have
this
to sit
hat.
anyway.
It's like an
Yeah.
umbrella.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like it's like a samurai kind of hat.
Yes. So I'm
So.
sitting and just chilling, looking around, trying to take it in, looking for anything electrical that's gonna guide me to like a control room.
So you
or
walk
to-
into the space, and you guys continue down a hallway that is no longer flickering and no longer destroyed. And as you continue through the hallway, it does get more and more imperial. You recognize the classic signs, the hallways, the automatic door systems. And you get to the end of the hallway. Be careful to look in between other rooms, not finding anything important marked. But you do get to the end of the hall, and you find what is essentially a large power grid in a room that has a central sort of power device in the middle, and then along the outside edges there are 2 elevators, one on the right, one on the left, and then you see what seems to be like a computer wall against the back wall with a couple of platforms that would allow people monitoring different screens to walk up and down and look at individuals up close. You recognize on each of those screens is a prisoner.
Okay.
And then you walk around just a little bit, and then you immediately hear the sound of troops moving.
Yeah, and in that room with all the screens, are there people in there as well?
Yes,
Okay.
there are Imperials monitoring the space. You have found a room that you shouldn't have theoretically.
Oh no.
How many?
I think there's probably 2 squads of 6 stormtroopers, and there are probably 5 people dressed in officer type uniforms that are monitoring the computers.
2 groups
17
of
people.
17 people.
You guys
a
are
lot
just
of
being sneaky.
So-
No danger has been met yet. You're
Right.
gonna have to decide what you do.
So, and those 17 people are all in that room? Or you said we heard
so
troops moving.
the
but-
troopers, I'll just say, are kind of walking around in circles, kind of monitoring the space. They're talking to each other. It's a fairly casual environment.
Yeah.
But then you see those 4 people up there are very seriously checking, and then maybe 2 of them are kind of sitting and chatting, and then one of them is, scrolling through some documents. It's more of like you haven't you won't
Yeah,
get the,
yeah.
you want to attack them, you'll get the jump on them, but
But there's
an overpowering force.
Yeah.
So I want you to help me figure out what role this is.
There's also, like I said, the elevators on the right and left.
But you know how in A New Hope, Obi-Wan makes some sort of noise with the Force and stormtroopers go investigate it and we don't see him again in the film? I want to do that.
You want to use the force to distract them?
To kick like a rock or something down the hall, and they're like, oh, what's that? And they all go down there, so it's only like 5 people left.
To me, that's a roll plus charisma as you bluff them or charm them.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you needed a specific
No, to
role
me, it's
here.
defy danger charisma.
Cool.
You gonna let him do that as he sort of raises his hand to distract?
Hold on for just, I don't think it's a bad idea, but hold on 1 second. He's going to look at Trix. Like, can you make something to knock these guys out?
Yes.
What if we do some kind of and so she just immediately
Let
starts
me get my bag.
Sure.
multi-prong attack.
You roll plus stock.
Roll plus stock.
Roll plus 2.
Yeah.
So I like your idea.
Nice. 11.
Nice.
Wow.
a
Okay,
good
so
roll. Dang.
obviously you get to pick what it does on the thing. The list, you have a list, but then you can also describe it, whatever it is.
Is that pull out a weapon, right?
Yeah, that's pull out a
Okay.
weapon.
Describe it.
I just realized I've not been keeping
From
track
the
of
list, options +1 damage, piercing force, messy, precise, range, stun damage. Would that be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can make a stun grenade.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do. So she's in there, and she's just making literally something that's probably she's just tiny, so
Yeah.
hand's worth, a square shape, and she's like, run.
This is the coolest thing ever. So,
We need to bring her with us more.
It
right?
begins to tick.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'll be like, now.
Yeah.
And so can I grab it from you? So I'll take it and I'll just chuck it into the room towards the people on the platforms.
Okay, so you chuck it towards the other end of the room.
And then have you do your thing.
Cool.
Yep, it lands over there. Just kind of a couple of people look over down at it. What are you doing? Go ahead and roll.
That was crooked. 12.
All right. So you just sort of distract a group of stormtroopers as they all sort of turn and go, "What was that?" And they look over, and they all kind of run around, and then they see like a little pebble on the ground, and like, "What?" And then just before they even have a chance to turn around, there's just like I want to say it's like the sound of a human clap. Like it just kind of has that like that
Bright
sound.
light
Like it just kind of
over.
like just that pop sound and like a firecracker.
Yeah.
It just sort of goes off over there, and then you just see as 2 of the officers just hit the ground, and then the other one sort of like leans over the edge and then just hits the ground a little bit too hard.
Okay. So there's 2 more officers.
And then the stormtroopers are like, "What was that?" And they like kind of run and they begin to go in that direction, and now they're all over there by the computers.
Okay. So both groups of stormtroopers. Yes, or just
Yes,
one?
both.
Okay, so there's 12.
Yes.
And
Plus
there's
2 more.
two more remaining. Yeah. They're all distracted. If
Yeah.
you want to make your run towards the elevators, or this is where the information is.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where
So Tanzai's like, I only know how to do one thing. And so he draws his blade and he just charges in.
I'm
my
on the
God.
shoulder still. Wait, am I?
Oh
still
yeah,
on the
you're
shoulder?
still on his shoulder.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
that's what I got. I don't know. He's
Okay.
like,
we use the Force, put her on like a desk or something, so she doesn't.
So he
fall
starts
off
to
of
run
him
and you just
take
go
damage.
And,
And she just like stays in the air and then gets put down nicely on a desk.
And she's like, she just
Very small, very cute, very awful.
like yeah. Tanzai he's like I only thought that plan half the way through. Like it worked, but now what? And so he's
Right.
like, so his panic is.
See if you
I
can
guess
make
I could-
something from the stuff on the desk to
So, yeah.
throw at them, and I'm gonna
Is-
join in
yeah.
with
Is there
Tanzai.
like
So when you roll plus stock, as long as you don't fail, you can endlessly pull out weapons. Yes. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of awesome.
Well, I didn't know if she could make like a bomb or something.
No, she can.
With
She
with
for sure
the computer.
can. Yeah. She has an ability where she can also restock if you guys kill all these enemies.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So if she fails on this roll, she can also do that kind of stuff. But so JD, your Tanzai just books it.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
like,
runs up
"All right,
there,
let's go."
and then they turn around, and then a hailstrom of blasters are flying in your direction. Go ahead and roll to defy danger. Dexterity.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to deflect them, Deadpool style.
That'll be 10.
Where he just takes all the shots.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tanzai, for lack of a better word, you tuck and roll Dark Souls style out of the way of these blasts, and you get within range of these stormtroopers.
And so he's like, well, here goes nothing, and swings and just starts.
Go ahead and roll to hack and slash.
I'm gonna hop in, do the same thing.
All right, go ahead and you force flip into the room, and then you're engaged in it. I don't need to roll. Go ahead and go. You need to roll, but yes,
Yeah.
you don't need to
7.
determine ahead of time.
Yeah, I
what
was-
could have been countered.
So
Hack and slash.
What did you roll on your hack and slash?
7.
7, not bad. Obviously, you're going to suffer an enemy attack.
Yes.
In this case, they are stormtroopers, so I'm going to need you to roll a d6.
10.
10, of course, are you going to evade, prevent, or counter the enemy's attack, or deal extra damage?
Counter enemy's attack.
All right, so you will not be rolling a die. What did you roll down there?
Is it 4?
4, so you take 4 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, minus 2.
What do you do over there on the desk? Tricks, Banto.
I'll start opening up the computer and start taking what she needs to make a little blaster.
Okay.
Just enough
She
to-
just, out of computer pieces.
Well, and stuff out of her bag. So she's always restocking and grabbing and moving.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll to plus stock.
Okay, so he did 7 damage.
Oh yeah, you dealt 7 damage.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
on the hack and slash.
you drop one of the
Okay.
stormtroopers. 11 to go.
Okay.
What did you do?
I counter an attack.
What did you roll your damage?
Oh, you told me I didn't need to
No,
roll.
you're good. I do need you to roll damage.
3.
3. One of the stormtroopers takes a blow and is now missing his arm and flees from the battle.
Cool.
6.
6. So that's a fail.
Yeah, I know.
So she gets all confused and can't get the wires untangled, and ultimately just gets so frustrated she has to throw him off to the side, and she will need to restock.
Okay.
Got it.
The one that's starting to run, because in this fever state, he's just like, he's gonna get more, and so he swings at him before he can get too far
Go
away.
ahead and hack and slash.
Dang it! Does that count?
I'm not going to count it because you wouldn't count it if it was a 1.
I absolutely wouldn't.
It was a 6. That was the thing that sucked.
It's a 5, so
Okay.
11.
Are you going to
So
counter the enemy's attack?
Yeah, and
So just, you don't need to roll. You kill the other stormtrooper.
Cool.
So there's 10 more.
yep,
Hack and slash.
yeah, it's gonna be. That's all I'm gonna continue doing.
8.
8.
8.
All right. They're trying to surround you. They run around. 8 just means you also suffer the enemy's attack. Anytime
Yep.
you suffer it, just roll a d6. Stormtroopers don't have any fancy things they do. They just shoot.
Should have rolled one of the small ones that suck. I did 2 damage. I took 5.
All right. Lightsaber, I'll just say you kill that one stormtrooper and you take 5 damage.
So I also suffer attack, but I do hit.
All right.
So
you know what
I'll
that means.
roll. So I take 2 damage, but because my armor, it doesn't.
You block
go.
it. Yep.
So that's good. Damage.
Now, I will say that as they begin to surround you, I am going to start adding additional things. So
Sure.
there's basically what's going to happen is that should you fail, I'm going to be able to do stuff like restrain you.
Sure.
So be careful as
Yep.
you guys are now being surrounded. Unless Trix Banto can do something.
Okay. So that damage was
Restock.
11.
11.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. You definitely knocked down 2 of them.
Okay. So that's 4 down. So 8 left.
Yeah, there's 8 left.
Don't
Okay.
forget your blade has that stun feature too.
You're right. It does. It doesn't do damage though.
Yeah, but it would stop them from
but yeah,
restraining us.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. So now they're surrounding you. You guys going to continue to hack and slash?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Are you doing anything, Trix?
Well, I can't scavenge, can I? Or like,
There are enemies on the ground.
oh yeah.
You're gonna
So
have to put
she's
yourself in the line of danger, though.
That's fine. She's small. They won't know.
All right.
What's
So
going on?
to avoid the feet that are going to stomp down upon you, I need you to roll to defy danger dexterity. As you see a small Anzelin running through the battlefield, you're not paying attention.
9.
All right. You are doing exactly what you set out to do. In this case, you pull it off a little bit. You grab a couple of weapons, able to restock. You're able to restock, but then you get sort of kicked off to the side. You don't take any damage, but you get kicked off, and then you see one of the stormtroopers look down and goes, "They have a... What is
And
that?"
she just starts shooting his leg.
What is that?
I start shooting his leg.
So you can draw hand weapons, melee weapons for free,
Well,
plus strength, or you can try to draw a blaster and you have to roll plus stock.
Puts
to
a
do that.
thumbtack in his foot.
So if you want to draw a blaster, you got to roll plus stock.
So
wait, what was my other option?
Or you can just for free draw a melee weapon.
What's my melee weapon? Just like a stabbing?
You just can for free you can draw a melee weapon, but if you want to do range damage, which is plus your dexterity, then you need to
I'm close enough to him that I think I'll just do.
yeah, then just roll to hack and slash.
Yeah.
Roll plus strength. She just
Oh.
pulls out a little stick and just whack.
All right, 9.
Oh, nice.
What's the total?
9.
9. Okay, so you see the stormtrooper just kicks you as hard as he can. Needs you to roll a d6.
5.
You take 5 damage.
All right.
But then you also deal I believe, a d10 damage.
Oh, wow.
So, for the record, that will trigger one of my flags. Because he'll call out, he's like, "Hey, they've got one of these," and Tanzai will look over and see Trix get kicked, and he's like, "Pick on someone your own size," and then turns and focuses on that guy.
Yeah, so she makes the sound of a squeaky toy as she like
Right.
like gets hit and she like flies across the room a little bit. What did you roll damage wise, just so I know?
I didn't roll damage.
You need to roll your
yet.
d10.
Well, hang on. I'm going to lose 5. Just give me a second. -5. D10. Three.
So her little whack doesn't kill the stormtrooper that killed her.
Sure. Or that hit her.
Hit her.
Or yeah, that hit her.
She's not dead.
Not dead.
Freaking kicked though. What did you roll for your hack and slash?
10.
10. All right, so you just come over and you.
So actually, and I will still suffer the damage though.
Okay.
Specifically, and I'm kind of flavoring it this way a little bit, but with the hack and slash with the 10 plus, I can either evade or I strike harder.
Yeah.
And because I saw her get hit, I'm gonna actually add an additional d6 damage to that.
You don't need to.
Oh, I
because
know.
Okay.
I know. That's fine.
He wants to be sure.
Yeah. So that'll be
only one more damage.
6 damage.
Oh yeah. So he walks up and then you actually see the stormtrooper turn around and blast him, and he like kind of takes
So
shots.
Yeah, I need a 3. So I take an
He
additional.
takes just a little slice on his side as he's, and then we cut. The camera cuts to Trix on the ground and goes "Whoa," as a head hits the ground next to you as Tanzai has sliced it off of the.
She
of the
whacks it with whatever.
Dig it.
just whack, and we just hear. Cool.
Dig it. So then that's 7 left.
7 left.
Hack and slash.
We are just in a battle of attrition at this point.
Right.
All right,
I like that.
they're still surrounding you. Don't fail. That's boxcars, buddy.
Oof, yeah, it is. All right, so I like that a lot.
Adds a
That makes-
10
It's 10 damage.
for hack and slash.
Oh yeah, that for
Rolling
sure hits. I'm assuming you're gonna block the enemy attack.
Yes.
That's a 10.
10 damage.
You kill
6, 7, 8.
you kill a stormtrooper,
8.
and you kill 2 stormtroopers.
4 left.
So 4 left.
Yep.
Okay.
She's gonna do a ranged weapon.
Oh, she draws another weapon. Roll plus stock.
Yeah. 12 or
So
12
she-
plus 14.
So she reaches
Nice.
in. She takes the little stick that she had, and she just reaches in and like does some weird thing really, really quickly, and then just sort of goes, like smacks her hands together on the bottom of this thing, and it just goes, pop, and the front of this stick just sort of blasts out some sort of energy
I dig that.
at whatever the stormtrooper is. So now you rolled to hack or you rolled to volley, which means now you need to roll the damage, which is still a D10.
It's a D10 again.
Yep, that's always your damage
Oh, neat.
because you're just that's how it
What
works.
do I do with it? I'm over. There it is. Whoa. 3.
3 damage.
Yeah.
Just
She's small.
and he just falls.
Nice.
He dies.
Nice.
3 left.
Yeah, they're between 3 and 6, and so I'm sort of just.
Yeah. Going with it.
That was close. It's a 4 and a 1, but I get +2 on my strength, so a 7.
Nice.
So
Wow.
I haven't failed yet.
Barely.
Yeah.
All right. You suffer the enemy's attack, as you know what will happen here.
So that will be 2, 4, and then 5. So 9 damage,
Slices up, cuts the stormtrooper down.
and I take no damage because it was a 2.
Yep.
My armor
And he
kit.
blasts, and it bounces off of your armor.
So there's what? 1 or 2 left.
2 left.
Hack and slash. 7.
The other 2 officers, are they still there too?
They are not fighting in the battle.
Okay, they're just kind of chilling.
7. So I'm gonna evade the next attack, but that was an 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you cut one down.
Yep.
That's 12 to hit. 12 damage.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
they're done.
So after fighting Darth Vader, that battle seemed easy. You guys managed to get these stormtroopers to fall, and nope, that's not the sound I want. Now you are in front of 2 officers, and they are just sort of like,
So yeah, I'll just kind of stand there with my sword, and in my head I'm just picturing Tan's eyes, just like, what, like, he's just kind of frozen. He's just like, I did not think this far. Like, I don't know what to do. So he just kind of stands there.
Jeeve, his lightsaber pointed at throat. Shut off your comms. Now.
okay, sorry, give me 1 second. This is the comms. I'm just gonna.
And Tan's just like, he's kind of is like, he's freaking out.
Does he attack him?
No. He's like, he's now pointing his sword at him.
Okay,
like,
he clicks the button.
So, you're not going to get reinforcements. What you're going to do is you're going to help us find a certain prisoner we're here for. Help us get them out for you to keep your life.
Okay,
We've taken on Vader. Don't think that we can't take you on too.
he cocks his head, and he says, okay, who are you looking for?
Xenocorax.
Xenocorax.
Xena
I'd find where
Corax.
I had it written
I'm
down.
going to need to have access to the computer. I don't have all 3,000 of our prisoners memorized.
That's fine. But just know,
I
you
start
try
climbing
something, we'll know.
up
Oh,
to the computer
Um,
to watch.
smart.
okay.
And actually, Tan's eye will see Trix kind of making her way up, and he'll just kind of like snap out of it. For a second, he's like, okay. And so he'll go over to Trix and like help her up onto the computer,
All right.
and then
Help her
just kind of like stand over and watch, make sure nobody's approaching her.
So the other officer just sort of sits there with his hands in his lap, just trying not to bother anyone. And then so he's sort of just. This is column A. Column B is just a couple of miles up the road. If she's in this column, then we'll be fine. Column A, like I said, has 3,000 prisoners. So there are 16 columns on Vandor. Fort Core has 3,000 prisoners. So give me 1 second. And he searches the index of all of the columns. And he says, okay, your prisoner is in this column. She is prisoner 13. Which means that she's on the top floor.
And Tan's eyes like kind of getting back to, and he's like, okay, the goal is to get to 13. So now prisoner 13. He also looks, and so while that other one's going through the stuff, he looks at the other officer and is like, you have a lot of AT-ATs and other things patrolling out there. Do you have supplies for them in here somewhere?
In here? No. We are not on the ground floor. The ground floor might have the supplies you're looking for. There is a garage up there that you could have access to. A hangar, if you will. We don't have that many ships, if that's what you're looking for.
No, we don't need a ship. I think it's important that you understand. We noticed the rebel fight on the way in. We don't necessarily fit into any of those categories. We're kind of on our own. So we need you to know that this one prisoner is all we're here for. We're not here to try to start a rebellion. We're not here for the Empire. So do not make this a bigger deal than it actually is.
Go ahead and roll a parlay.
Would he have advantage of that since we have weapons pointed at them?
Are you going to use your ability to aid? Which is you help another character who's about to roll, but you're exposed to any costs, risks, or consequences?
Sure.
You can, like, with the Force, try to
You're going to do it.
just
That's different.
ply their mind a little bit. With charisma?
Charisma.
No, I don't have charisma.
You want me to do it then?
No, he rolled it.
Yeah, I rolled it. It's not good.
Well.
It does not work.
What's the total?
It would have been 4.
Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
he says
I didn't realize that would do it either, but
he says in that role, that moment, he says, you don't fit into the category. I understand. You're not rebels. But you'll die like one. And he presses a button right in front of him and prepares for his death as begins to go off into space.
Off of his head.
His head.
And he just
Both of them.
falls down, and then you walk up to the other one and cut him down like the Sith Lord he is.
oh, he's a Sith Lord?
Not really,
Oh,
but,
bum.
but piece of crap, he's dead.
So, in that moment,
Oh my gosh, wait. I think the on video is this no, never mind, I'm crazy. Everything's good. I'm crazy. I'm just monitoring the thing. Everything's fine. What happened?
so when that happens, I'm gonna look at Trix and be like, "Can you figure out how to get prisoner 13 out of there from here?"
I can try.
If we can get the shield down, get back to the ship and get up to her, we could have her jump in.
I need time.
I can buy you time.
How long?
She just shakes.
That's fair.
She doesn't know.
All right. So to me, in my head, this is definitely a difficult thing to do here.
Son of a gun.
And that's gonna be fun. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm actually gonna need you to roll, and I'm gonna need you to roll 3 successful defy danger intelligences. Now, each failure or partial success is going to mark an evolution in our predicament. And I'll have you roll them periodically as they do whatever they're going to do. But you have to succeed on 3 in order to do what you're setting out to do. Should you fail one of them, that doesn't mean it's over. It just means you did not get a success. All right.
So, to clarify, so continuing to roll until the 3 successes are met. Okay. Okay.
So every failure is going to be it's going to complicate things.
Yeah.
But every success counts as one of the 3 successes.
Okay.
Every partial success does count as a success, but I'm also going to complicate things.
Okay. Okay.
What are the 2 of you doing while she doesn't need to pull up a chair and begins to type
With her feet.
with her feet and hands?
I mean,
I'm gonna break the elevator so it don't work.
Which I wouldn't
Both.
do up. Oof. Okay.
Now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go stand guard at the door for anybody that comes down.
Okay. So the big door, or I guess you're talking elevators, or you're talking the big doorway, or the tiny door that you came in.
Oh yeah, okay, wait. So there's the door we came in, and then two
And then
entrances.
two
to the
elevators.
Yeah, I was thinking let's break the elevators that way.
I don't know
Those
if we,
don't open if they try to take it.
I don't know if we want to break them though.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if
Because
I fail,
Then we have to go up and get her.
True.
yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
I will stand guard at. I'll kind of stand between an elevator and the small door that we came in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if I see something coming from one, I can get to it
All right.
versus the other.
So why don't you go ahead and just roll the first one? Let's just see what happens here as you roll your plus intelligence to hack into this computer.
You have decent intelligence, right? Okay.
That's your best stat.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't like the sound of that.
5.
5?
Okay.
That's just a direct failure.
Yep.
So you see as all of the screens in front of you pop up red. As they're all now red, and then if we were going to do a helicopter shot of the exterior of this building, you would see as all of the bluish, clearish ray shields on the outer space of their, like the cell doors turn red. And they all turn red. Meaning what? Meaning that if you enter through those, they will kill you. Like they'll slice your arm off if you put your hand in it.
Oh, so it's no longer a one way; it's a no way.
It's a no way.
Makes sense.
Oops. That's what she says.
That's penalty 1.
Interesting. Okay. So Tanzel will be like, "We'll figure it out. Just keep going. Keep going."
As you're sort of looking at the screens, making sure that what you're doing is working, seeing some of the code pop up and written in the Star Wars script, you see the some people are attempting to jump and then very quickly getting destroyed as they enter the space. Looking for change. They're life imprisonment, like in an Imperial facility. A lot of them are taking a chance, and a lot of them are dying. And then you actually see up at the top, Prisoner 13's cell. It's numbered. Each of one of these screens is numbered. And you can't really make it out from your vantage point. Somebody would have to go up on the platform in order to see it.
Is there an intercom in any of these cells?
I mean, you could contact the facility with the press of a button. That's what you had them turn off.
Well, no, I mean directly in the cells, not the entire facility.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Do you share that there's 13? I guess it doesn't really matter because we can't talk to her anyway. So never mind. Doesn't matter.
All right. You want to roll your second one?
Yeah.
Or I guess not your second one. Do you want to roll to try to get the first one?
Shh. There we go.
That sounds
10.
better. Yeah.
10.
nice.
You see as all of the red sort of goes back to blue.
That works. Nice work.
And then people they're pissed. They're smacking on the ray shield. All right. You want to do one more?
You got this, Trix. Let's go. We got this.
11.
Nice.
11. You see as there's kind of a moment. You guys are in the facility, and then everything kind of goes off for a second. Everything's back up, and when it comes back up, you see that some of the ray shields are on, and some of them are flickering. And you see Prisoner 13's is holding strong.
So I'm going to turn to Jeeves and be like, is there any way that you can connect to her using your magic stuff?
The Force.
And Trix just said that. And I'm like, yeah, that. Use that. Use that thing that you always use.
I can reach out, but I can't send a message.
Do it.
I can go for a feeling.
Roll plus charisma.
Yep.
Send your feelings.
Feelings sent. 9.
9. All right. You get a. I don't know. You send feelings at this woman, and
she's like, ooh.
and I guess she passes a post-it back while the teacher isn't looking.
Yeah.
No. So
Got a
you
box mark.
you send this emotion at her, and you get this sort of response that feels like a hug, but not like a hug of a friend, but a hug of someone who isn't wanting to let go. And you sort of like you're in water and you didn't throw the life preserver, you just jumped in, and you feel that other person sort of hanging on to you, and it's making it harder to swim.
Oh, I see.
You said a 9?
Yes.
You drop to your knees, and you're tethered.
And Tanzai sees this, and in his head he's just like, "What am I doing?" Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's freaking out because he's like, "This is." He's like, in his head he's like, "Man, I'm gonna kill Drex as soon as we fix this." Like, he's pissed.
It's like a character development.
Me too.
Yeah, he is.
For Tanzai episode. Who'd have thought?
He is pissed. Yeah.
So you're on your knees.
Yeah.
All right, third one. Don't fail.
You got this. You had to say something.
I
What?
failed. 5.
Failed. All right. Obviously, same issue does not happen twice. I would be silly if I did that.
Everything turns red.
Silly regard.
No, I got you. So basically, you begin to see as both of the elevators, there are stormtroopers coming down, and then you also see 2 robotic black. They look like stormtrooper helmets, but they're black, and they are standing about 1.5 feet, maybe 3 feet taller than these stormtroopers. As they what are they called? Death troopers?
The ones from Rogue One.
No, they're robots. What are they called?
The Dark Troopers.
The
We don't-
dark troopers or death troopers?
Canonically, we don't have those till Mando.
Cool. I don't care.
They're here now.
They're here
want,
now.
You want me to fact check you?
No,
on
you're
things.
right. You're right. Okay, I'm gonna take it as there are 2
Just use Death Troopers.
death troopers. Then they're super commandos.
Equally
they're
as
taller.
terrifying.
They're dangerous and terrifying, and there they are. So I'll just say there's 6 stormtroopers and 2 death troopers.
Okay. And they're on their way down. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Tanzai will move to intercept one of them because they're 3 and 1, 3 and 1, either side. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he'll move to intercept one.
Am I able to get up?
Go ahead and roll plus charisma.
Yeah, I am.
What did you roll?
Oh yeah.
A 10? Okay, so in attempt to leave her grip, you sort of pull, and it feels like a really gross image, but I want you to feel it. It feels like if you took someone's eye and went, and then got your fingers around the like tendril and went, like, pulled it. And it feels like that, but in the back of your head as it sort of just and like snaps. And you come to.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Can I roll?
Yeah. This is like Monster of the Week. You tell me what you want to do and I
I'm
respond.
rolling. I'm trying again.
Do it.
Yeah. 10.
Awesome.
All the screens go black.
Oh,
You assume you succeeded.
I think I did it.
All right. We need to move. So he's gonna run, grab Trix, put her on his shoulder, and
They
turn
reach
to
the
you.
bottom of the elevator.
Oh, and that's when they reach.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Things are happening.
I'm going in my bag to find a bomb.
Oh, I see. Roll plus stock.
So
Think you can blow them up?
Yeah.
I did that purely just to.
Oh yeah, 12.
No, she did it, not you. She pulled it out, not
Oh,
you.
fine.
What'd you roll?
12.
12? Wow. So yeah, you pull out a bomb.
So yeah, that's fair.
Thermal detonator. She has one. It's currently going off.
Oh,
What are you
She's
doing?
just holding it.
it's like so I'll just do this and just like toss it in my hand
And
and
drop
I'll throw it and we'll get moving toward.
All right. So basically, I'm gonna need you to roll a volley.
Ooh, roll a volley.
Well, if you're gonna be the one
If
to throw
you
it.
threw it.
Okay. Well.
I mean, she's better at throwing. It's
Okay.
fine. But
Yeah. What's your dex?
My dex is +2.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Mind
throw
drop.
it.
Yeah.
Mine's a 0.
Just you throw it.
10.
Nice.
10. Okay, wow. Go ahead for me and roll. How many guys is that? 4.
There'd
Go ahead
be-
and roll 4d10 for me
Oh, I don't have them. Where do I keep putting
as you
them?
hit all of them.
Nice.
If you need dice, I share dice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What?
I just realized I've been rolling d8s for my damage.
Oh, bro,
I mean, they die. all
you've been
the same.
nerfing yourself.
The
How
right?
many?
That's
4.
4.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Rolled twice.
Yeah, they're all scattered with that.
So what do you do, Jeeve, as they are going towards one elevator and she chucks a thermal detonator on the way?
18.
18. All right. So you see as all the stormtroopers sort of just like blast into millions of pieces and blow up in fire and death, and then the death trooper does not seem to die as he sort of hits the back wall, falls on the ground a little bit, kind of scrambles for his gun, and begins to kind of fire in your guys' arc as you're running towards
You gotta hack and slash.
towards cover. Where are you going? Towards the other group that is now on your heels?
Towards the death trooper to hack and slash.
The one death trooper that is now alone. You
Yep.
guys are moving towards the elevator together. I love it.
11.
So he runs up, slides on his knees, and slices.
8.
8. And just slices him at the knees. He hits the ground. His mind goes into shock. Whether he's dead or not doesn't matter. You finish running towards the elevator. You guys run towards the elevator. The doors close. You press the button. It begins to go. You see as the death trooper runs as fast as he can and just tries to grab the edge of the elevator lip, and he does manage to grab it. There are 3 stormtroopers left behind that are blasting in your direction. I need all 3 of you to roll to defy danger dexterity.
6.
6.
The glass shatters and the elevator stops
No.
and then begins to go downward, hits the ground a little bit. The death trooper pretty pleased with himself, and there are now 2 death troopers and
2.
Yeah.
2
Oh,
death
that's right. I
troopers
didn't
and
kill
now
that
3
one. That's
stormtroopers that are now surrounding you guys, all guns aimed in your direction, saying, "Surrender!"
No.
I don't do that. And so yeah.
Go ahead and roll to hack and slash.
Round 2.
She's
There we
out.
go.
pulling
You, by
out
the way,
my
still have your
stock.
stick gun. That doesn't go away just because you
Nice.
stopped using it.
She started.
All right, go
As
ahead
fast
and
as
roll.
she
Go
can.
ahead and roll plus. You go ahead and roll plus dexterity to
I'm
volley
also,
it then.
I'm also going to hack and slash.
I am as well.
That was not good.
10.
I'm gonna go
What was it? Fail.
That was a 5.
Go ahead and roll your damage against you. A d6. Yep. Actually, no. You're gonna get hit with a death trooper. Go ahead and roll a d10.
Yeah. I'm going to roll a 6.
What you got?
10.
10. Yeah. So you blast one. Are you hitting a stormtrooper or the death trooper?
Stormtrooper.
Death trooper is basically a stormtrooper in black armor,
No,
but
I
it's a little bit
understand.
fancier. You hit the stormtrooper. Roll your damage.
Just a 1.
1d10.
I like
6.
You kill him.
I like I said I was going to roll a second one. I rolled a 9.
You got a stormtrooper?
9
Yeah.
damage.
She's
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah, so the death trooper sort of, as you're sort of taking your lightsaber towards him, dodges out of the way and just punches you square in the nose, and you're just like, oh, and you just like blood everywhere now, like kind of running down into your mouth a little bit.
I like these robes.
So I hit a lucky 13.
13.
So at a death trooper, but I'm gonna go ahead and suffer the damage so that I can deal extra damage.
Yep. Okay.
14 damage.
14. You are 1 away from killing him.
Okay.
You slice down, and he's kind of, and you're gonna need to take a d10.
Well, the one. So
Oh, you do kill one of them. So if you're not attacking the one that hasn't been attacked, like the one that just punched him in the face, then
no, because he was attacking that one.
all right. So go ahead and just kill this one. Then it's dead.
Oh, okay.
But you still are going to suffer
Yeah.
damage. How does he do it as he dies?
Oh, that he did 1 damage,
1 damage. His helmet smashes down on your toe.
and my armored boot apparently just negates
Just
that.
negates
Steel
it.
toe.
I don't know.
Steel toe boot.
I do not understand how I do these fights, dude. I don't get it. Like, there's no reason. This makes no sense. But okay, go ahead.
It does eventually when you're fighting like big monsters, but all these have been like little
Right.
peoples. And you'll get there.
Yeah. Okay.
So what did you roll? What are you doing?
I hack and slash and failed.
Are you doing stuff?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to shoot again.
Roll to volley.
Yes.
round 2.
Because there are still people alive. 12? Yeah, who are you shooting? The Death Trooper? Or are you shooting
The Death Trooper that's close. I'm like,
Bang! So roll your damage.
oh.
And I'm gonna hit him too. I rolled a 10, so I'm gonna avoid the
6.
attack this time.
I'm gonna defend.
Okay.
So you got 6. I got 8 damage, which is 14 total.
So basically, I'll just say Tanzai sort of goes to slice and cuts open the armor of this thing. Like he sort of turns around, we'll say, and then Tanzai slices at its back and opens up just like with his bare hands. He's like in a frenzy, sort of like yanks open the armor piece at the back, and then in that moment she blasts at his back and it goes out through his front and he falls on his face.
Good
You guys
shot.
killed him together, so.
Nice shot, Trix.
She goes, ah.
All right, so now there are just stormtroopers, but they're no fools as they see a Jedi Tenzai and whatever she is sort of regroup themselves. The stormtroopers maybe are like holding their guns up, not sure what to do, but I'm going to see if I can't find the "we'll see you in 15-minute" button.
Oh man. Oh, son of a gun.
I got it at 15 minutes. We're good. We got to take a break. I got to pee. Where's the button? It's the please hold button. Pretend that I cut to myself and that I'm good at this. Don't go anywhere. Ragtag will return in 15 minutes. Yo, I did it. I didn't break it. Thanks.
Yet.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're listening to us, congratulations. You found YouTube music. It's super cool. It's really fun. You roll21.com, and we're playing some Star Wars. So the party is finding themselves in a predicament. But the predicament is only 3 stormtroopers. Let's go back to the standard here. Boom. All right. So you 3 are doing your thing. What is that? What are you doing?
Staring at 3 stormtroopers after we've killed 2 death troopers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're sort of just holding their guns at you.
Trix goes in her bag. Finds a bomb.
Do you?
Nope. Put it back.
Oh, I see. For flavor.
Tanzai will just walk slowly towards them and be like, if you fire, I swing. And I'll just walk up to him, be like, drop your weapons right now.
They drop them. The alarm has stopped.
Good.
She runs
Good.
over.
Good.
Give me your helmets.
What are you doing?
I'm taking the guns.
She's taking his guns.
Give me your
One
helmets.
at a time.
I like it.
You take it off. Human men underneath.
So I'll hand one to Jeeve. I'll put one on the ground and crush it with my foot, and I'll just hang on to the other one. And then he swings on them.
Oh.
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 They're unarmed. You kill them all.
Oh.
That's
She just.
So
that may have been unnecessary.
and,
were
and,
unarmed.
and he just kind of stands there. He's just still. Let's take the elevator to 13.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
She's just dragging the
the guns.
the guns. You take it the pieces that you need of them.
Yeah.
Put it into your bag. Seal it up.
I'll pick her up.
And so,
She passed.
in Tanzai, basically he needed a helmet so he could see. So as far as communications and comms in the
Oh,
helmets,
yeah, good
so
call.
to see what's going on.
Yeah,
Is
it's
there
rough.
anything?
It's rough to see in it, and so I'll say that you'd like just
Just carve it out.
take out the front, put it on,
Yeah, and so I'll just be holding my
take your helmet.
my
Oh,
my
your
helmet and like as a shield. So yeah,
You guys
Is-
walk across the room, go to the other elevator because the other one's not broken.
right.
Then you go up.
Yeah, go up to the top floor to
You're
get
going up
13.
to the top floor. On your way up, you pass by like closed doorways, but you get to a point where you reach the kind of outer edge. You can see the world. It's ice and snow. It is what you had seen before: mountainous, icy crags, all the things. You see the AT-ATs. You see 4 of them out there. You see 3 AT-STs. And then you see some TIE fighters continuing to fly by. And you see they're all sort of getting closer to the area. And they're watching. And then you see on the ground what looks like a small person, but in this case, obviously, they're normal sized, and they're just looking up at you. And they point, and they're pointing at you guys moving your way up.
Is there nothing on the comms?
Well, I'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
And you say,
Fair enough.
and you hear,
My bad.
you hear, and you say, someone hit the alarm on the bottom floor. Seems that whoever it was, it must have been those rebels. No, we killed the rebels. Like, you're just getting that kind of chatter.
Okay.
It says, whoever they are, they're moving up. Look.
So how close are we to the top? You think would we know?
We're there.
Okay.
And
And I'll
you just see, like, probably 25 people in orange jumpsuits,
Oh.
like, packed
Oh.
outside the door.
I let them all go.
Xena, where are you?
Well, you said Herschel was holding strong when all that
Right.
was
You
going
say,
on, so I would
Xena,
imagine
where
she's
are you?
still there.
And then you see as 24 people part,
Just move
like
out
the
of
Red
line.
Sea. And then she just, like, has her hand in the air. She has, like, a long ponytail that almost kind of mohawks over her hair, and then some horns that sit outside of it. Her skin is like a pinkish, not pinkish, it's yellow, like I said. She's got this pinkish eyes, is what I meant to say. And she looks at you with sort of this demonic face, as all of the Zabrak kind of have. And she says, and she has her hands like this, as she has parted these people. And she looks to you and says,
Here, I thought they were respectful.
and she says, oh, they won't be a problem if you're worried about them.
I just go closer to the helmet that you're wearing and say, I don't like this.
We're not worried. We're here to get you out of here. We need your help.
You need my help.
We have a friend that he's been acting strange since we fell in contact with a Kyber crystal, one from a Sith lightsaber. We are wondering if you could help us break him from that.
I'd be glad to help.
Awesome.
What's the catch?
Come with us then.
Perfect. If you become a problem for me, then I will just... Gosh, what's the best way to tell you? And she looks at one of the people and says, you. It's a, looks like Greedo, whatever they're called.
Rodian.
A Rhodian. He has a, like, kind of a puckered face. He's got big fly-like eyes and spikes all over his head. And he's got a greenish skin. She says, you. Walk off the edge.
So she's not a Jedi?
And he just walks towards the edge and just leaps.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And she says, they all do what I want.
Great. Are you coming or not?
Yes. And she walks onto the elevator.
And then, so Tanzai then hits the button for the floor above the control room, because he said that there was a garage there. Yeah.
There's a ground floor.
Okay. So we're gonna hit the garage on the way out.
So she's only manages to cram 3 other people in there with her. And then she leaves the rest behind.
I'm okay with that. That works.
And so you guys are going down the elevator. And then you hear on comms, they went to the top floor. Do you think they went to the top floor for any particular...
Let's cut off.
And she says, we don't want them listening now, do we?
We were trying to listen to them.
It works both ways.
Don't you have to so you don't have to
Did he not cut that out when he cut out the...
No, he's correct. She's also correct.
Yeah.
It just depends on...
What I'm saying, though, is he cut out the face of the helmet. Did he not cut that part out when he cut that out is what I'm asking.
the mic part.
It's
It's
neither here nor there.
yeah.
It's dramatic that she cuts it off.
Gotcha.
So my assumption, and this is out of character, was that she was a Jedi.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of where I was.
Because the blade that Elra had was blue, correct?
Yes.
Doesn't mean whatever it didn't affect or is affecting
That's fair.
True.
isn't affecting her.
So
Could have been a Jedi at one time.
that's not my area of expertise. So
So
I
you
don't
guys
know.
get to the garage floor. It opens up into this big space, and you see a bunch of crates. You see a bunch of vehicles, ground transport type vehicles, as well as a few ships. And she says, in here somewhere is something that I need. We're going to need access to the manifest if I'm going to leave with you. I'm going to need what I arrived here with. My clothing and my special prize.
What's the special prize?
Anyway, and she looks to the small being on the shoulder of him and just says, are you in charge, small one?
No.
Because it's clearly not him.
No.
Is it you, Jedi?
It would be me.
We're one and the same, you and I, like peas in a pod. I can feel you. And she looks at you, kind of raises her eyebrows, and says, I need what I came with. You'll feel it. Find it.
What does that mean?
Exactly. So with that, Tanzai's just like, all right, she's just crazy, whatever. And then 2 Tricks will be like, help me just look around real fast and see if there's a battery. And we're looking for an AT battery around.
Go ahead and roll to discern realities.
Who? Which one?
Whoever's looking.
I am.
It says when
Because she
you
does not want to be around that.
when you closely study a situation. That is not exclusive to anyone.
So in
who,
that
like,
case,
do it.
Discern realities is plus what?
Wisdom.
Okay. What's your wisdom?
My wisdom is
Mine's a plus
0.
1.
Mine's a 0 as well. So I will
Let me do
aid. I will aid you.
Okay.
Well, okay. Do you want to help us look for one then?
Yeah, mine's a plus 1.
Okay. So.
So
Well-
you can somebody can aid and somebody can roll separately.
I'll
Okay.
roll separately and someone can aid me.
I see.
no,
Yes, but you can also roll. Like everyone can roll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I will aid you.
Okay. I'll just
So you roll
look.
3.
So you're all studying the situation. You don't have to roll because you're
And because I'm
Aiding.
aiding. Okay.
4.
Oh, yeah.
4.
That's a 10.
Situation gets more complicated because of a failure.
They said 10.
You mark experience every time you failed. I hope you know
I
that.
don't even know how many I've had.
You've had 5 failures. I don't know. Look back. It's fine. I'll rewatch the episode and let you know.
Yeah.
10.
10. All right. So with a 10, you sort of look around and you feel this unsettling feeling near one of the crates. But you get your questions.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about those.
And then you guys hear the clone trooper helmet kind of comes
Storm-
back to life as she seems to be no
Stormtrooper.
longer focused on it. That's what I mean. Stormtrooper helmet. And it sort of goes.
So
I gotta find it. There it is. What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay.
What here is useful or valuable to me? And what here is not what it appears to be?
Those are all really great choices.
yes.
What should I be on the lookout for is obviously whenever the Imperials are going to arrive and in storm and in full. Right? What here is useful or valuable to me is that there are a number of machine parts in this room. You're not really sure what an AT-AT battery looks like, but you'd bet you could find one in here. You just would have to dig a little bit, and that might take time. I will say, if you take time, you will find one.
Okay.
But you will have to take time if you don't want to just go and take one off of an AT-AT.
Yeah.
And then what here is not what it appears to be is I'm not sure you're talking to a Jedi.
I think I picked up on that.
And she sees in your eyes as you sort of stop next to this crate. Do you grab this crate? This crate is probably about the size of a toaster.
Sure. I'll grab it.
Okay, you grab it. It's in your hand. Do you take it off? Do you open it? Or do you just hand it to her?
I'll crack it and look at what's inside.
So you kind of peek around the corner and you just like look into it. And in it is what looks to be like a lightsaber hilt, a pair of clothes, and then like a little card, like a little key card. It's blank.
Okay. Can I ignite the saber while I'm out in the corner, see what color the blade is?
I mean, we're gonna hear it.
She could think it's mine, trying to cut something.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Because I'm around the corner,
In
she
order
can't see
for,
me.
I like it. Okay, sure. You ignite it. It ignites a clear white.
Interesting.
Interesting, huh?
I'm gonna cut a hole into something, like a hallway or something that's right there, just so that way if she's like, "Oh, did that?" It's
Yep.
Like, oh no, I cut a hole.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll turn it back off, put it in the crate, and walk over, give it to her.
She takes it.
Before
Flips her lightsaber under her hip.
before we go, we need to find an AT-AT battery. So I'm like, before we get to the ship, but we can get out of here real quick on the ship if we need to. Help me find a battery real fast.
Sure. And she waves her hand, and the 3 other people start looking.
Sweet.
Awesome.
And so I'll start looking as well, trying to find in the machine parts and whatnot.
Given some time, you're all able to find one. but it's fairly large. It's 2 propane tanks next to each other.
Okay. I will carry it.
Good thing she has 3 people.
And she says,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
they can carry it.
Oh, all right.
You're more useful. You have a weapon.
Never mind. I was gonna be like, I am a weapon. No, but that's stupid.
And she sort of ignites her white lightsaber, sort of spins it in her fingers for a second, and sort of by her head, and then it goes off. Now, I didn't really describe it because it was kind of silly to describe, but it does have a curve to it.
And the hilt.
Yes, the hilt has a curve to it.
Interesting.
So it is like a dueling saber.
Cool.
Like Dooku's.
Yes.
Or Ahsoka's.
A lightsaber that is designed to fight another lightsaber.
Cool. So we need to get to the ship fast.
We have ships in here. Why don't we just take some of them?
Well, the one that we have is actually, we know a secret way out.
Lead the way.
See?
So let's
Start going to the ship.
Yeah.
And so you guys sort of begin to walk. It's eerie. And I'll just say, as you guys kind of walk up and you see what should be more guards and stuff, anytime a guard gets close enough within like a radius, she sort of just goes, no, and then backs them up against the wall, and they just stand there against the wall and like wait for her to pass.
Cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Tanzai's like, this is way easier than getting in.
And then once she finishes passing them, they just collapse to the ground.
Dead or stunned?
we don't know.
Unconscious. Yeah, okay.
I'm not sticking around to find out.
Me either.
And then you guys get out towards the rebel mess, and she goes, oh, what a mess. Did what I could. And then continues to walk with you.
That was you?
What was me?
That? Everything in that room?
Oh no, the rebels, I won't take credit for their failures.
It's impressive. Rebellion's not that big yet.
It's small enough. But it's also big enough.
So she said, I did what I could trying to help them, or is there a way for us to determine that without asking? Or is it is there a way to just,
know.
I don't know.
Like
That's
that.
I think in this case you kind of just have to interpret my mouth. Kind of just have to interpret me.
Oh.
There's not really an insight check.
yeah, I know, right?
Okay. I guess we keep walking.
So you continue to move, and then you guys walk out towards the ship. Oh, you didn't say your ship was in disrepair.
Oh. Oh yeah. I was like, for a second I was like, it's not. And I was like, oh yeah, I got it.
Bicycle.
I'd be like, oh, shit. The engine. Trix, do you think we can get this fixed up relatively quickly with an extra pair of hands?
Possibly I might need some parts. I'll see what I have.
If we need to go back and get parts, I can send them.
For sure. Yeah.
What do you need?
She hops or slides down. And she starts looking and probably
Go ahead and roll to spout lore.
Manifold compressors and air filter housings.
How technical you want me to get? I can start
plus intelligence, right?
Yep.
10.
10. Yep. So you know all the parts that you need. You are absolutely a brilliant technician on ships and all those sorts of things. When you ask for what you need, you're not necessarily giving them the technical terms because they're not technical people. You say, I need a tube with 6 folds. I need a wrap that's going to enable me to connect this to this. And then you just get very specific and you say, I need a screw with this many edges. You know, like it's all the weird technical terms that you manage to bring out. Of course, when you talk about this ship, though, you talk about it like it's an old friend. But now I want to ask you one more thing. How do you know that this ship could get up and fly? Anyway. I'm saying I'm giving her with a 10. I'm just going to give her the fact that she's able to tell them what she might need and not be lying. But also know that you guys could just fly away with the ship right now.
Oh.
You're asking how or why?
Answer my question. How or why? Either one.
Why I'm sending them away? Because I don't like them.
Correct.
I figured if we only need her, her minions can go. And then I'll be like, come here. I'm
All right.
going.
So she says, we'll come back with what we need.
Wheel?
Yeah, she's going to go with them.
Why?
Because she has to be in proximity to control them.
I'm not asking you, I'm asking her.
Oh, I see. Why? Well, I need to get the parts you requested.
Well, they're your minions.
What do you mean my minions? Who do you think I am?
You are Xenocorax?
That's correct.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Do we need them?
Do we need them?
No.
Need what?
Your people.
Oh, I thought you meant the parts. I was assuming that we do need the parts. I guess I don't need them. You're free to go. And they just sort of... Oh. They kind of look at you three, and they just take off down the direction of your initial ship direction, the direction you came when you got into the facility. And they sort of start to go.
So, Trix, you're saying that we can fly this thing out of here?
She just stares at Xena.
It's okay.
I can go get the parts.
It's okay. We need her to come with us.
And then she just fixes the stuff really quick and shuts it. And she gets done.
And so you guys get in the ship.
I kind of like that a lot, actually. Okay. They're just like, oh yeah, we need all this stuff. I'm like, I like that.
All right. And you guys are all in the ship. You get it up and running. There's a bit of it's not kind of lifting. And then she like gives you a look like, are you sure you got all the parts? And then Jeeve just goes,
pull out.
and then pushes off the wall, and the ship just kind of gets in its good spot, and then it lifts. It's kind of stuck a little bit, and Jeeve had to wiggle it out.
Using the force a little bit?
Yeah, just pushing it out a little bit, and then you are able to turn. And she goes, what are we going to do about the TIE fighters once we leave this space?
Leave that to us. We've got a way out.
And what do you need an AT-AT battery for?
Something. You can be as cryptic as you want. We'll be as cryptic as we want.
Fine. And then you guys fly out into the space.
And then I'm assuming you want to drop a detonator.
Oh yeah, seismic charge.
You're gonna seismic charge?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the TIE fighters are following, we'll just drop one.
Are you gonna drop one on the facility, or are you just gonna drop one?
I'm saying both because we have 3 per adventure.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, but then you're just annihilating an entire prison
Yeah.
of Imperial prisoners, so they could be good people.
Yeah.
It's Imperial.
Dude, no.
I would like. I mean, Tanzai doesn't care, but like, I'm like, that would not be something Jeeve would do.
All right, so you guys begin to fly out, and then you see as some of the TIE fighters go in your direction and begin to follow, and they say, identify yourselves.
And Tanzai will just go back to. He'll remember what Drex
From the last time.
Yeah, what Drex has said in the past, and
he
he's
gives
just
him
going
the
to
exact
spout
codes,
yeah.
and he says, "These are old codes," as the last one said.
Right. I'll be like,
But it
oh.
checks out.
I'll be like, oh, my apologies. We'll make sure we get that on our next pass.
Sure. I guess you guys left the the cave. So that's what's bizarre, is that they're sort of like, okay. And then you hear the clone trooper helmet sort of.
Stormtrooper.
Gosh, the stormtrooper helmet. And she goes, "Oh, we need to hear that." And she waves her hand again, and then you hear, "Just old codes or not, I'm not sure I buy it. They came out of the caves."
Do they? And so, looking, do they follow?
You hear him say, "Well, give them a wide berth until they leave the system. We can't be too careful."
Interesting. Give them a wide berth. Interesting.
Well, so you can see a weapons on a ship. Like, you can tell.
Yeah.
So they're just like, we don't want to die. But yes, you are able to get outside of the planet. There's really, it's all. You're not Drex. You don't have the instincts that Drex does.
Right.
But it does feel too easy.
That we got out?
Mm-hmm. This heist isn't over yet. You get that feeling.
Okay.
Is there any way we can check to see if we're being tracked?
Yes.
Because I have a bad feeling about this.
That's a good point. Why doesn't, as Trix sets the ship on autopilot, gets things ready for the jump to hyperspace, she hears you say that to your little squad, and then she does her magic as she discerns realities.
That's a wisdom. It's 7.
You got a question?
What is about to happen?
All right. What's about to happen is he's asking if you're tracked, if you're being tracked, and you are like, are they going to find us? Right. That's kind of your question. And no one is tracking you. But as you set your course, you guys have to radio back into the Lucre Hulk Lodge. You radio back in, they tell you their current coordinates. And as you hear that coordinate being spoken back to you, Xena sort of smirks.
I knew it. I told you.
And you're not being tracked,
They're
What-
letting us go.
but they're letting you go. You guys make the jump to hyperspace. You get outside the Lucre Hulk Lodge. And it's in pieces. It's floating through space. And a super star destroyer is nearby.
What the... Dude. What?
She Trix turns and goes, you knew.
I'm surprised you didn't feel him. And she points to the star destroyer.
Vader.
I've never met him.
So Tanzai will just be like, whose side are you on right now? And this time you better not be cryptic.
Well, as I'm sitting here with you, it seems I'm on the losing side.
Like, so yeah, I have nothing then.
You said you had a friend here.
Many.
Well, it's floating. It's in debris, but we could still go. Star Destroyer, it seems that they're only sending out a few cleanup crews looking for survivors. We could be one of those crews. This ship does look like a transport freighter, after all.
True. Good point.
I could tell you were struggling.
And he just kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Balls his fists and squeezes it, and he's just thinking again, like, I'm out of my depth, and especially now, like, experiencing what I've experienced with Drex just not being there, and now thinking Drex could be gone.
Yep.
Like, he's like, now what? He's just like completely like, okay, this sucks. Like, I have no idea. So that's what I was thinking.
You said your name was Jeeve.
Yes.
So, can you feel him?
I can try.
No. What you've just told me your answer. Did you feel my crate? Back in the garage, the facility that we just left.
I'm debating if I should lie.
What do you say?
No.
It's a shame. You said your friend had something important. A red crystal. Well, we could find him that way. See where he might be. If it's as dangerous as you say it is.
Can you Jedi sense crystals?
Sometimes, depends. I'd like to think it's more like a magnet. You can feel when it pushes back.
We need to try anything we can to find Drex.
You're asking me?
I'm asking you both.
Sure. And she walks up to you and puts her hand on your shoulder, aiding you.
Both reach out.
I'm giving you aid,
Okay.
because I'm not rolling. So you have
What am
3
I
dice.
rolling?
Rolling plus charisma.
It's not a specific roll.
You're just using the force.
$11.
And you get a force. You're looking for Drex, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a wave of energy coming from the Super Star Destroyer. But the force in this way is not about what you feel, it's about what you can ignore. And you ignore this grand power coming from Vader. And instead you focus on a small, little crystal. And you feel its energy inside the Looper Hulk. In the hangar.
I'm also going to reach out for Tila while I'm doing this.
Okay?
Do I still have 8 or no?
She removes her hand and says, "There he is.
Where?
In the hangar."
10 for finding Tila.
You can't feel a non-force user.
And so, I'd be like,
With a 10?
No.
I'd be like, Drex, get us to the hangar.
She just glares at you. She just looks. And she does her job.
Alright, you guys fly down into the hangar.
And as we're on our way there, I'm going to use my comms directly to Grusk and call him. And
You
see
get
if I-
like a...
Hello?
Grusk,
What?
what happened?
Who is this?
It's Tanzai.
Tanzai, you're alive?
We weren't here. What happened?
We came.
Where are you? Where's your sister?
My sister.
Where are you?
Okay, Drex came in. He grabbed who he said was, quote, important. And then we got on a ship. And now we're waiting. He hasn't turned it on yet.
I have your battery.
Fuck my battery.
No. We have a deal.
Fine. We'll deal with the deal if you get us out of here.
Done. We're on our way to the hangar. Is that where you are?
Drex has told me to stop talking to you now. Sorry.
Well, but he's with... So, but that tells me that they're in the hangar. Because he's like, Drex told me to. So,
Alright.
okay.
You move towards the ship. I need you to roll plus dexterity. I need you to defy danger dexterity to be stealthy. Trying not to arouse suspicion.
10.
Wow. Dude, you're rolling amazing over there.
It's my pretty dice.
That is a very important role too. So,
And you sort of just... Your lights come on as you enter the hangar, and you see it's just destroyed. You see floating bodies everywhere. And you look down all along the ground, and also you fly almost all the way around. You don't see anything. And then you turn back around, upside down, because it doesn't matter in space.
right.
And you see on the ceiling, there's a ship. A little small, sort of escape vessel, just sitting to the top. And you only can assume that that's where they are.
pull up alongside and open the bay.
I do that.
You do that. And then the ships kind of stick together like a tube, and then they both open on one end. And you see it's Grusk first.
Hey!
Get on.
Alright.
And he sort of walks towards you. He kind of waddles his way through the middle, feels the gravity kind of change as he reaches the other side.
Alright.
And I'd be like, go to the lobby, the whatever, where, I guess. Like,
Go to the bridge.
go to the bridge. Yeah, go there. Hang
Okay.
go to the pool, bro.
And he goes there. And he
we
goes,
have a
My
pool?
sister.
Wait, is she not with you?
No. Drex didn't deem her important.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Yes, it is.
and he continues.
And like Tinsel will be like, and you'll see his fists unclench for a minute.
No, he keeps the fist and goes,
Right.
sorry.
Like, oh, that conversation's over forever. Great.
And then you see Tila is next. And Tila goes, Are we good?
I
Oh,
believe
she's British. Are we good?
I hope so.
maybe.
Okay. And she crosses the threshold and she just hugs Jeeve.
Yay.
Did she even notice Xena?
Where is Xena?
Great question. We don't know. She's not there probably.
Xena's arms crossed, just waiting. Standing right there.
But they know each other.
Tila and Xena?
No.
No.
Who was I thinking of?
Elra.
Oh, right.
Elra.
So sorry.
It's okay.
You're good.
Next is Elra.
Oh, crap. There she is.
Elra walks over and is like, hey. And then looks over and goes, whoa!
Looks like you owe us 2 now.
I know, I'm seeing little gnats as well.
Yeah, right?
And so Xena walks over to her and touches her and goes, I forgive you. And you see her face just kind of
Oh.
She's dead.
That's on them. Like, Tanzai does not care. He's like, that's... Because he's like, Elra kind of deserves that.
I'll
Whatever.
ask you the question now as you sort of await the next person. Who else do you deem important? Both of you.
Who's the bartender dude that Drex was good friends with?
The captain of the entire place?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Do you
of.
think Drex would deem him important?
Probably. Drex is good friends with him.
Were they friends?
I think so.
Wait, the bartender that...
Not the bartender, the
I was going to say,
captain.
because the bartender got murdered by some strange fellow that we
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
who it
that's
is.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of happened.
Did
yeah.
you ever complain about that to us or no?
No.
Okay.
You guys have no idea.
Okay.
Nobody knows that I did it.
Got it.
No, you're talking about...
It doesn't matter now, but
Right.
You're talking about Zarin Rennick.
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
He's probably in there.
Zarin
Rennick.
Rennick, sure. Zarin Rennick.
But I don't think there's anybody... Well,
Um,
your dad.
For sure. Her
Yeah.
dad's there.
um,
For sure. He comes across. He's like really small.
Drex's ex.
And he like, hey,
Hi.
you're alive.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know you left.
I gotta tell you everything.
I don't know. Good to see you, I guess.
She waves him over.
She goes over and hugs you.
No.
He goes over and hugs you.
Drex's ex.
Hang on.
Oh, I was gonna say to him,
Yeah.
I don't like the yellow one.
Why? What's wrong with her? She stink?
Worse.
Oh,
She smells.
she has more than stink? Excuse me, miss.
No.
She looks down and goes, yes, small one.
Did you shit yourself?
No, why? What kind of question is that?
Okay, I'm just asking. It's a clarification.
Okay.
He's gonna die.
She doesn't stink.
Go now.
All right. Oh, that's a nice ship.
Anyway, moves through there.
What was it?
And you see, yeah, so Grusk, Lix
Verity.
Banto,
Yep.
Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Sky walks over.
Yep.
Tila, and Zarin is not anywhere to be found.
Saren.
Zarin Rennick, the guy who I mentioned, the guy who owns the core.
Oh, right.
Without without the core, there is no need for Zarin, according to Drex.
Right. Fair.
And then finally,
His ex, right?
Verity.
Very.
Verity is not.
Ooh.
Verity is not saved. No. And you watch over and you see Drex at the other end of the tube, and you see Drex as he kind of looks over at you. His eyes are yellow with red outlines, and he does not speak, but you feel him, Jeeve.
Let's go, Drex. This is our way out. Let's get.
And Drex just walks towards you.
I go over to the ship and I start closing things up and getting ready to go.
All right, you guys disconnect the tube, and Drex doesn't say anything, but he watches her. He crosses his arms,
Watches who?
watches Trix operate his ship.
You gotta go up to him. You're in no condition to fly. Knock it off. This is your only warning.
Drex is absent.
So I'm gonna walk over to Xena, and I'll be like, "So we need to plot a course. Like,
We need to drop her off somewhere. I don't
no,
want to keep her
no,
on the ship.
no, we do not. We need to have her fix Drex.
Yes.
Right.
Then
And
she
as
can
soon
do,
as that,
and then
drop her
she can,
off.
and then she can do whatever she wants.
I'll turn to her and say, where do you need to go?
Oh, I'm a free woman. I can go anywhere I want.
Where would you like to go?
Oh, I'd like to see a number of places, but I'd like to be somewhere where the Empire isn't looking for me now. Any ideas?
I hear Dagobah's beautiful this time of year.
Dagobah? That rat planet? No.
We could go to my home.
Be interesting.
That's the only other place I can think of.
Where are the Kyozos from? Kyozos?
Great question.
Off the top of my head,
I don't recall.
know.
Man, you're just gonna just go, Jaden, you didn't prep for this, go!
No, I have.
No, I'm into it. I love it. I'm super down.
I have no other. I don't know.
A gravity-heavy Outer Rim world. Here's what her response is. Sorry, I'm not made of steel, unlike you.
Fatrong. That's from...
Right.
Yeah. Then you tell us where isn't the Imperials.
That's where aren't the Imperials.
This is where our base was.
Right, your mobile base that has finally been caught. All right. I'm not sure. Have you been anywhere recently that's...
Camino's destroyed at this point. I mean, technically.
What places have you been to that you've robbed?
So I was just
Shangri-La.
thinking we were at
But
the
that
museum,
was-
or we could go back to the casino.
I was going to say, Shangri-La was an Imperial haven.
The casino is the only place that we did not annihilate when we left it.
Yes, but the huts went back after that, and there's no telling what happened with it.
I mean, that's the places we've been.
Yeah, that's true.
The huts?
They own that casino. We killed the owner, and the huts were coming back.
It's an interesting thing.
I thought you said that as Jaden, not in character.
No, sorry, I'm in character.
Gotcha.
I'm interested in seeing what the huts might be available to us. Do you know any?
I'm sure they want to make contact with us for sure.
Hans wasn't saved, was he?
Drex chuckles.
Wait, who's Hans? Oh, Hans was the guy.
Your
that his-
your contact that was going to get bounties off our head.
Oh no, I don't know.
If I may, we were monitoring communications, and it in fact was Hans that gave us up. Our location
Interesting.
was compromised by his radio.
Interesting.
He's
Well, it wasn't our fault.
He's an Imperial.
He is.
How do you know of Hans?
It's a long story.
Technically, I didn't. I was asking.
We only caught him at the very end. Did you have a personal relationship with him? Did you know he was on the ship before you let him stay?
It's a long story. Licks.
You doomed us all.
Licks. It's
This
gross.
is not like this is Grusk.
Oh, Grusk. Oh,
You doomed us all.
Grusk.
How
You
close?
doomed my sister.
How close are we to the Superstar Destroyer?
So,
We're doing this.
Eerily close. You're inside the hangar right now.
so I'd be like,
When we
Grusk.
leave, I want to detonate a seismic charge at it.
Wait.
So
I mean, you could.
in the middle of that
will.
conversation, I'd be like, because he'll be like, Krusk, there's a lot of things I know that I didn't tell you. Just like there's a lot of things that you're aware of that you didn't tell us. That's how this all works.
Okay, well,
Now, the loss of the structure and your sister are tragic. And I agree. But sometimes things happen. The best we can do is move forward. Where are we going?
I have an idea.
She knows this?
She pipes back in. You really want to go back to the place that stinks of the Clone Wars?
All the Geonosians are dead.
Sure, but the Republic took care of that, and then it switched to Imperial, and now look what it is.
The Empire took care of that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
She's saying the Republic and now the Empire.
Yeah, but no Imperial outpost is there. They just bombed the planet and left.
I have an idea, if I may.
I'm open to suggestions.
I think we all are at this point.
Let's go somewhere dense, somewhere urban, somewhere where we can find refuge amidst the numbers.
I like it.
Bespa.
Bespin,
Bespin. I keep saying Bespa. Bespin.
Cloud City. It's not a bad choice.
I know there might be people there that would keep us hidden.
That works for me.
Okay. Trex, you mind setting a course for Bespin?
Yes.
As you do it, you start to like press some buttons, and then Drex gets really close to you and presses the final button that gets it to activate, sort of taking that.
I'm absolutely stronger than him.
Sure.
And I'll pull him back and be like, we need to have a chat.
He's not present.
That's fine. I'm not letting go of him.
I'm just going to grab him and get
Yeah.
Xena, see what you can do.
Yeah, and I'll be like, Xena, this is the one we were talking about. I'm sure you can tell what's going on. Is there anything we can do to fix this? This isn't him.
I see. And she walks over towards him, and you guys all sort of feel a little bit as you pushed on into hyperspace. And she just touches his horn and kind of runs her fingers down his face, her long nails.
I'm a child. Go ahead.
She runs her nails kind of on his elephantine-like skin, and then he doesn't sort of move, but his eyes sort of like flicker, and she just goes, "Oh, you have it, you poor fool." And he sort of, against his will, if Zane were here, he'd be pissed. I'm sure he's saying something in the chat. I'm not looking on purpose.
I like how we all look after him.
And he just sort of reaches out of his pocket and he just opens his hand. And there is a large red crystal that is pulsating. And she goes, "I'll be taking that." She just takes it from his hand, and you see as Drex just like collapses, unconscious.
And Tansai will grab him before he hits the
You catch
floor.
him. You catch him.
Yeah.
That's mine. Unless you want it.
Me?
Well, it doesn't belong to me. You tasked me with taking it from him.
Jeeves. What
Yeah.
does it? Do we keep this?
Do
we
you
leave-
want this?
Do we let her have it? What do we do?
Personally, I'd like to destroy it.
What say you?
Well, I say, how do you plan to destroy it? Just with a hammer?
Once we get on ground, taking my saber, running it down, and
That would
Melting
do
it.
it. That would do it.
And Tansai will just kind of, at this moment, will be like, I owe you a debt of gratitude, so I'm going to explain what's going on. And I'm trusting you with this information. And then I'm going to kind of...
You say that, and everyone else that isn't the three of you sort of leans back at the same time.
Interesting.
Right. That's dope. That's dope as shit. I'll be like, and then so I'll kind of like explain so far what we've found, like what we've been seeing, like where this all came from, and kind of catching her up to speed. Because Tanzai is like, she did exactly what she said she would do. And so he's like, all right. So gives her all that information. And it's like, we are out of our depth. And while we've made it so far, you can see how quickly this turns sideways on us.
I see. If I'm gonna help you, long term, that is, we're gonna need money. We're gonna need funding. I don't do things for free, and as I'm sure you don't either.
Agreed.
So what do you say when we get to Bespin? Pardon my misspoke earlier. You all pick up a job. Do something, make money, get yourselves put together, and then come find me, and we'll see what we can do with the money that we've gathered.
What say you, Chief? Tricks?
I work for you, not her.
I accept that. Chief.
Fine.
With the caveat, if at any point this crystal becomes a problem, we destroy it.
It won't be a problem for me. And she pockets it. Now, to be fair, I wouldn't go around saying Krokul Ma to just anyone anymore.
Agreed.
Do you know the legends?
No.
No, but I have these. And so he'll go and get the journals and bring them back.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had those.
Do you read the ancient Sith tongue?
And Tanzal just kind of look down and he'll be like, I tried to.
He's not a reader.
And like, so he absolutely tried to read them and he had no idea what they were saying.
I see. Well, I do. If you give me these, I don't have anything to give you. You've given me my freedom and now a crystal. Maybe I can give you honesty.
Please.
Seems like a fair trade.
You've given us back our friends, so that's something.
Krokul Ma is, as I'm sure you know, and as you've told me, a dangerous entity powered himself by crystal. This one small speck is as powerful as the next. These red crystals corrupting the minds of those who do not comprehend it. So, us force wielders are immune to its effects. Someone like your friend Drex, you say, would have been profoundly overwhelmed by the power within. The essence of Krokul Ma.
That makes so much sense.
It absolutely does.
Especially if his nature was already leaning towards the dark side of the Force.
Tanzai just kind of smiles like, that also tracks.
So, as I said, I will be immune to its effects.
Understood.
She puts it away.
Well, I think for the time being, we're in an agreement.
Yes, we survive until we can find something better to do.
I like the sound of that. Especially the survive part.
We arrive outside the Cloud City. Trix Banto takes us down to the Cloud City. We land outside the edge, and you're greeted by a couple of droids and some humans and whatnot that come down and they check you in. And they acknowledge you and say, you know, what are you transporting? And I'm sure you have a consistent front that needs no
lies, and you're able to get in the area. Answer me this, the three of you. What kind of area does this crew set up? As you're going to have to sort of create your own little hideout here in Cloud City.
I'm gonna look to Trix and Licks and be like, salvage depot?
Yeah.
I don't care. Sure.
And so and Tanzai is super happy because he's like, that's the best idea I've had in days.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, sure. Trix and I can hold that fort down. Sure. Do you want to keep going out with them, or is it sort of just like a probationary thing, or?
You're welcome anytime you need to come. You've proven yourself beyond capable.
That being said, how are we going to get into the building? Seems that we're going to have to heist our own heist here.
and so I'll look to Trix and be like, one more time.
Perfect.
And so I'll just grab her, put her on my shoulder, and we'll head to like a door and see if there's like a panel or something we can pop open.
So you see there's a doorway outside this like sort of fenced in junkyard, right? With like kind of this open air top, and there's a bunch of junk and things. You can sort of see the piles. And you see there's kind of a window that would kind of greet oncoming people looking to buy scrap and pieces for their ships as they kind of land nearby. You guys are kind of on the dock outside of Cloud City, and Cloud City has these orange kind of hued clouds that exist below it, and they sort of touch the air where you guys are. You're just right, like I said, on the outskirts.
It's a gas planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you don't really see an access panel, but what you do see is that the height above sort of like the fence, the doorway that you could get in, is within like throwing distance.
I was just about to say, I hope I have to toss her. Be like, Trix, do you have anything that'll slow your fall?
Yeah, she pulls out this. Yeah, she puts this on, little backpack, and straps it in the front.
And so,
And she puts her goggles on. And she's like, I'm
hell
ready.
yeah. And I'll just lob her over.
So are you using one of your
Admit it.
adventuring
gear to have like a parachute?
I think that's brilliant.
That's awesome.
Just
For
like a mini
sure.
glider.
For sure you do. That was
awesome.
brilliant. You have a glider or a parachute, or what is it?
It's like a glider. I'm like in there and
Okay.
gliding myself down.
I like it. So
That is sick.
you just chuck her over.
It's like a paper
And
airplane.
you spent an adventuring gear, so
Yeah.
you just. Where are you aiming for?
What I'm aiming to see what I can do to open the gate.
Yeah, so you see that there's like a little like latch on the other side. You could like pull open,
So while I'm gliding down, I go to the latch and I.
flick it open, and then
Flick it
finally
open.
hits the ground.
Yep.
And then you like kind of hit the glider, and you're like useless. You throw it to the side.
Yep. It's a one-time use.
Yeah.
Dig it. That was sick. That was awesome. So yeah, I'll open the gate then and be like, Chiefs, I think we're moving in. And so we'll head in.
You guys kind of walk in, and the crew gathers. Who do we have with us now?
Well, I'm assuming Drex is still kind of out of it.
Yeah, Drex is unconscious, being carried by
Grusk,
Grusk.
Tila.
Okay.
Yep, Grusk, Tila.
Did we decide Elra was dead?
No, Elra's with
Elra's
us.
with you.
Well, we knew the whole.
Elra's with you.
forgive
She's kind of thralled right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Elra,
Xena.
Xena,
T-
Lix.
Yep, Licks,
Licks.
Trix.
Yep.
It's that gang. It's just those people. Okay, cool.
I feel like
So you
there's someone
guys
missing, but
set
yeah.
up shop. We'll just sort of
Your
hand wave
friend.
as you set
T-
up shop. You're gonna have to go out into the city looking for jobs, and that's I think where we're gonna end it tonight. Well done, Taylor. Thank you for filling in for Zane, being out. Super excited. You're welcome back anytime.
That was awesome. Trix is dope. Awesome character.
Super fun. Yeah, let me do some little transition. So thank you so much for watching us here on what is this? YouTube Music and YouTube, and Roll21.com is where you should be buying your merchandise. Like and subscribe. There's a pencil. Point at me again. It was fun. Anyway, thank you. If you stuck around to the end, you got to see that awesome thing. You're the best. I can't thank you enough for 1,000 followers. And
Oh yeah, that was we hit 1,000.
1,000
Yeah.
subs, and it's
true.
just
On Zane's
I'm
wedding
mind
day.
blown. Super excited. He did on Zane's wedding day.
Zane's
Yep.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one goes out to you, Zane. If you got a chance to watch this, get back to your honeymoon. We'll catch you next time.